If y'all can hear me, put a one in the chat. I don't know what the hell happened. Y'all put a one in the chat if y'all can hear me. You can hear me, Kim? I don't know what's going on. This damn live stream. I'm not sure. Hold on a second, y'all. Hold on. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. Somebody put, oh, okay, okay. Ugh, I don't know what the hell was going on. I couldn't hear myself for a second, but salute, salute, salute. My bad, y'all. My bad. Oh boy. What's up, everybody? I hope everybody is having an amazing Thursday so far. It's been so much going on. Oh my God. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. But as usual, I hope everybody enjoyed the interview yesterday. Those who had to watch it on the playback, I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm definitely going to try and do my best to bring us some more of just the up and comers so we can get familiar with them and start to follow their journey throughout boxing. Starting from young. Like I said, he just entered the IBF at number 15, so we're gonna follow him and see what he does moving forward. I got a feeling though he's gonna be pretty good. Brian, he punches with all bad intentions. And, he's still young and sharpening his game, so it can only get better from here. And he's in 140-pound division. That's a pretty good division, as long as he stays active. There's some guys coming in now. We know Keyshawn is making his debut whenever he get back in the ring at 140 pounds. Um, we know that Lamont is about to fight at 140 pounds. And there's some other guys at 140. So hopefully, as he rises in the rankings, he'll be well prepared to face some of the top guys. So I'm definitely rooting for him, and we're going to follow his journey throughout. Now, let's get into some of this news that we got coming down the pike. Y'all make sure y'all smash the like button. I am so sorry, y'all. Oh, thank you so much, Gil Coles. I don't know what in the world happened with my intro. I feel naked. Like I ain't do my intro. I just popped up on here like, what the hell? But anyway, let's get into the news before we get into the show. Obviously, y'all know I always love to give y'all the news. So, Tyson Fury, his ass talking about he is retiring again, but this time he said it is permanent, child. He said he ain't playing. He said this time he really gonna do it. He said there's not enough money, obviously, to get him back in that ring, so he said he is gonna go ahead and retire. Um, you know what? If he go ahead on and retire, he's what, 38, I believe. If he go on retiring, just go on and sit down. Don't be playing with it. If you're gonna do it, then do it. You know what I'm saying? Um, at the time. So maybe that's just how he feels right now, because we've heard him say those words before. So I don't know how much stock I'm gonna put up in that. But he did say it again, so we're gonna let that rock. Today is Gerard McClain's birthday. He turns 58 years old today. Some of y'all may know him as the G-Man from Detroit, two-time middleweight champion. Today is his birthday, and he turns 58 years old. So happy birthday to him, and many, many more that he can have. Oh boy, Mr. Footloose up here. Alexander Usyk is set to fight in Tamil or surrender his belt. Now, this comes from Frank Warren, so I don't know how much stock I'm going to put up in that, but that is what they want. That is what they want him to do. I am not sure, although I am a huge supporter of Moses and Tuma, I'm not sure if he is ready for an Usyk fight just yet. Besides, my boy Parker been waiting in the wings. Okay, like a side chick telling him you're gonna leave your wife. He been waiting now. So I don't know how I feel about that. That obviously is something that Frank Warren and Queensberry is pushing for. But I really don't know how I feel about that. But I will keep y'all abreast on what is going on. And obviously, as y'all know, last week we talked about this purse bid situation, right? So finally, Eddie Hearn has won something in his whole entire life. He has won the purse bid. The purse bid actually took place, I believe, today. If y'all remember last week, I was telling y'all that they had to do the purse bid. They did it via Zoom, and Eddie Hearn won. Muratalla versus Cruz. This is going to be for the IBF lightweight belt. Obviously, it's going to be a title defense. And they're targeting this for the top of next year, sometime in January. Eddie Hearn won with I believe it was 880,000, and Top Rank only bid 550. Now I don't know if they, don't really feel like the fight is like all of that, or they in transition trying to find them a new home. They still semi-homeless, so maybe that was the best they could do. However, shout out to Eddie Hearn for finally winning something in his whole entire life. Now that is coming down the pike. I guess that's something that I don't think you're ready either, Mr. T. I don't think you're ready, but that is something that we can look forward to. Obviously coming down the pike. And obviously, I'm gonna always give y'all our upcoming fights that we have coming up this weekend. We have Parker versus Wardley on the 25th. And obviously, as we know, that is behind a paywall. We're going to get to Turkey and his paywalls in just a damn moment. But I do want to give you all the upcoming fights first. So obviously, Parker and Wardley is going to be this weekend. Now, another fight that just got announced that kind of fell in my lap that I found rather interesting, and I actually am looking forward to it, is Rashidi Ellis will be back in the ring. He is going to be facing Javier Fortuna. This is going to be taking place on November 1st, y'all. So, y'all stay tuned for that. I really couldn't get any information. I know it's like on one of them apps, but obviously y'all know I'll post it, or next time we're live, I'll make sure I give y'all more details about that. But I did see that and I was like, oh, okay, that's definitely what's up. So we'll definitely, cover that and see what's going on with Rashidi Ellis. And as y'all know, last week his sister made her pro debut and she won, Rashida Ellis. So shout out to the Ellises. They out here putting on for that last name, baby. I ain't mad at you. This fight, Edmondson versus Taylor, has been called off. Edmondson is having he got a hip injury during his training camp. Now, I don't know what the hell going on, child. People just hurt themselves up in their little training and everything else like that. But anyway, the boy got a little issue. He done fell, hurt his ankle or something like that in his training camp. Okay, so that fight has been canceled. Now, another fight that is coming to us down the damn pipe that I was not aware of. Now, these two are not going to be fighting each other, but Kurt Scooby is back on the 8th, y'all. Okay, they're on the same card, but they are not fighting each other, just so that we are clear. This is going to be a super lightweight fight for Kurt Scooby. And Haven Brady Jr. is back. This is an OTX card. I told y'all before, I love me them OTX boys. He will be back in the ring also on that very same card. This is going to take place November 8th. Now, obviously, we know on November 8th, we have the Lubin versus Ortiz card that is going to take place. I saw they little tied sit down, and we're going to just breeze past that because that shit was trash. But I did see it, and it was only like a couple minutes, so ain't really much to unpack there. I don't know if y'all saw it or not, but I'll play a snippet from it.
I see the guys that he's fought. He stopped those guys. He made easy work out of those dudes. And I was actually impressed with the Madrimov one because I had him losing that fight. Yeah, I had him losing that fight, but he went in there and he dominated. He dominated, in my opinion, better than Crawford did.
Now, I don't know if just neither one of these people got no damn personality or what, but that right there was a lot to stay awake for, and it wasn't but 5 damn minutes. So I don't know what is happening in the world, child. I just couldn't tell you, but hopefully it'll warm up. They only got a couple more weeks to get me highly interested in this little thing, child. If they want more than just an honorable mention from Sugar, they got to come with it because that was trash. But moving on to the upcoming fights, and I thought I loaded this damn thing. Maybe I forgot. But Delonte Tiger Johnson, he's back in the ring November 7th versus Nicholas Plies or Flies. So look for him, and we'll provide y'all some more details about that upcoming fight as well. But he's on the 7th. We got that fight, the Virgil and Ortiz fight on the 8th. We got Javier Fortuna and Rashidi Ellis on the 1st. And y'all know what fight we got coming on the 22nd. We're gonna talk about all that, guys. Just calm down. I want to make sure I gave y'all what's coming down the pike. There's some more fights coming towards the end of the year, but as we push further into the end of the year, we're gonna talk about that. Y'all know how I feel about this farce of a fight with Jake the Snake and my beloved Gervonta. So we're gonna visit a snippet from that because I have a couple of questions that I just want to get some Shakur fans answers on. But we're gonna definitely address that. But mainly, and I know oh yeah, my homegirl, she fighting too. Coming the end of the year, she'll be having her farewell fight in Puerto Rico, I believe. Not sure if she's gonna be on a Xander card or if Xander is gonna be on her card. So but as it gets closer to that fight, I will definitely make sure that we mention that as well. As I said, this Parker versus Wardley card coming this weekend is going to be pay-per-view. Now, I tried last week to briefly touch on this pay-per-view situation with Turkey Al Sheikh, but obviously we know when Layla Ali dropped that bomb on our heads about Clarissa Shields, it kind of got drowned out. So I wanted to revisit that, right? Because I couldn't locate the information that I needed any damn way. But then I was looking for some other stuff and I saw this again, Turkey saying that he himself, this was their promise, not mine, before my time in boxing. That's what the brother said, right? I guess that was his response to somebody asking him about putting the Benavidez versus Yard on pay-per-view. And this is his response. That was their promise, not mine, before my time in boxing. That's what the brother said, right? That's what he said, right? Okay.
This is Mike Coppinger with The Ring, and we are here in London for the Alexander Usyk-Daniel Dubois Ring Magazine heavyweight title fight. And I'm here with Rick Reno, CEO of The Ring Magazine, and of course, His Excellency Turkey Al Sheikh. We're coming off the big news today that pay-per-views going forward are going to be free, available to the Zone subscribers. Turkey, why did you decide to make this move, and what led to it?
First of all, you need to understand what happened. First of all, the pay-per-view is damaged in the last 10 years with the piracy, with the internet everywhere, with the piracy, the main things, and the VPN. For that, if you see as that doesn't mean we don't want the money back.
I'm just going to say this, right? This is not the first time that Turkey Al Sheikh has lied to us, right? I know there are a lot of Turkey Al Sheikh fans, who believe, calling him your excellency and all that other, that kind of foolishness, right? But this is not the first time that the man has lied. I am still following closely the situation with the Muhammad Ali Revival Act. As we discussed last week, the CSAC has gotten on board. They are 6-0. They did it in the night like a pervert, watching through the bushes. But the actual on the 5th of November. So I am definitely going to keep you guys abreast. But Turkey has definitely been caught lying in 4K. This was just 3 months ago. If y'all remember that fight, it was 3 months ago when he said that he would not be doing any more pay-per-view because of the piracy. So we're just going to give them to the people. He said we, increase possibly the price that people pay for their DAZN subscription and just kind of package it together. Well, that is obviously not true with shit like this going on. You putting this on pay-per-view, right? The rest of the card, I'm assuming, is going to be free. I just don't understand his motivation. I am all about business, obviously. Those of us who work in corporate America, we understand business very well. And we do know that everyone wants an ROI, right? But when you come in the game acting like that's not something that you're interested in, you tell the people that you're not going to charge them pay-per-view money, and then you turn right around and do just that, right? On top of you lying about impressions, right? How many impressions some of your press conferences get. You know, what did he say? A trillion or a billion? I mean, that's like everybody watching the shit 3 and 4 times, right? Which we know is not real, right? So does he think that Americans are stupid, or does he just think that we don't follow the things that he says, right? So on top of that, him lying about the pay-per-views, on top of them trying to revise the Muhammad Ali Act to make it more beneficial to the businesses instead of the fighters, on top of you going to get a snake to help you, quote unquote, revive boxing, because Dana White knows absolutely little to none about boxing, probably just about as much as Turkey Al-Sheikh does, and you go get him to help you build this Zuffa or whatever the hell you all want to call it, right? I want to know, why is it everybody feels Turkey Al-Sheikh is so trustworthy? And before anybody starts with the he's putting on the best fights, tell me what are the best fights, because I still hear niggas getting up on my panel telling me they want to see the best fights. So what are the best fights that Turkey Al-Sheikh has actually put on, the best fights that people wanted to see? Right? Because if he put on the best fights that people wanted to see, I would have saw Canelo versus Benavidez and not been Canelo versus Crawford. We're still having these issues. We're still receiving pushback from some of y'all on the turkey gravy train, and I'm just trying to figure out why. What is so great about Turkey Al-Sheikh? What is he doing so differently that has everybody singing his praises outside of lying to people in 4K and then having us believe that we're stupid, right? When somebody presses you on the shit, you say things like this. This was before my time. Before my time in boxing, which is a goddamn lie, just a flat out lie. Because this is where we got it from. No more charging for pay-per-views. Remember, then he charged $29.99 or whatever the hell it was for that previous fight. None of his major fights, or most of his damn fights, are not free. And if they are, they ass. So I want to know, what price did he provide us with that we really wanted to see? That's the first goddamn thing I want to know, right? I want to know what fights has he put on that everybody was clamoring for, that we can get on our knees and just say, oh, thank you, Turkey. Thank you, Master Turkey, so much. I appreciate you. What fights were those? Drop them in the comment section, because maybe Mother missed it. I doubt it, but maybe I did. I'm not above, I can see things that maybe other people can't see and other people can see. My eyes ain't everywhere, so if y'all know, let me know. Each one teach one, but I don't see it, and I didn't see it, and I looked. So we're just going to act like, I guess, we're all crazy, and, Turkey just putting on the best thing that he could possibly put on for all of us, and sure, we'll go with that shit. Absolutely. Right. Nevertheless, speaking of fights that possibly people want to see, that are yet to see, that none of us know are if we're going to see the shit or not, right? Can somebody tell me an ETA on this fight? I mean, because from what I understand, they're still in talks to get this fight taken care of. Now, they've been in talks, from my calculation, carry the 1 plus the 7. They've been in talks for about a good damn month now. What the hell y'all talking about? Either you ninjas is going to fight or you're not going to fight, right? Now, Shakur could have fought Lamont Roach. Could he not have? I believe they were talking about a fight between them if the rematch between him and Gervonta Tank Davis did not come to fruition. And obviously, we all know from Lamont's crying and lying that he's been doing all over the damn internet that fight has not come to pass yet. Now, I'm reading that Shakur is upset with Lamont Roach because Lamont Roach is going on to fight Pitbull. Well, you chose to chase your damn tail and run around here chasing Teofimo Lopez, knowing this ninja has been the most indecisive person for the last goddamn 2 years plus, right? But let's listen to the other crying, whining, and lying ass nigga.
After the Tank fight, I want to fight Shakur. We already actually spoke about it privately. And Shakur said the other day to us in Vegas, he was like, I'm kind of upset that he has this fight coming up with Isaac Cruz. So whatever happened to that fight between you and Shakur?
Why is he upset? I thought he was in negotiation Fight Tio.
With Tio, I know, but before that, he actually wanted you. You know, so
facts.
he had to go for another big name.
But that's what we were on schedule to do. That's what we wanted to do.
To
we
fight
were going
Shakur.
to fight Shakur.
You said so. Shakur had a fight with Teofimo scheduled first, or was talking about that first. Is that why you went to these?
I mean, you got to. So you got to think about it. A Tio fight is, bigger than a fight with me. Like if you want to call it a spade, bigger than a fight with me. So it's going to get paid more. It's going to be just a overall bigger event. So if he got that on his plate, which he told me, I'm okay with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I clearly told him, like, if it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hope it does go through, but if it doesn't, we're here.
Right. Okay. Okay, cool.
But and doing that, and so I was always going to fight this year. He knew that too. I was always going to fight this year. It was going to be either like a tune-up or something before I fought him.
Well, first of all, that opportunity, I do remember Shakur speaking about that right after the whole situation blew up with Lamont and Gervonta, right? About the rematch happening, not happening situation. That was his time to capitalize on that opportunity then. However, Shakur chose to chase around Teofimo Lopez. Now, I know a lot of Shakur fans love to tell me how so many people are ducking him and so many people are just avoiding Shakur Stevenson for one reason or the other, right? Me personally, I can't think of a good goddamn reason. But for whatever reason, people may do it. They may do it because, hey, if I lose to him, there's no improvement in my stock whatsoever. Even a win against him really doesn't improve my stock. He's just not that, let's call it what it is. But nevertheless, a fight between him and Lamont Roach would have been good. They could have capitalized on Lamont's momentum for coming off of that draw with Gervonta Tank Davis, capitalized on Shakur's momentum from coming off of his win against Williams Zepeda. That could have been a possible really, really good fight. However, Shakur decided to chase after Teofimo Lopez. Lamont is still crying, whining, and lying about Gervonta and decided to take the fight with Pitbull Cruz. Now you and your feelings, because as you concede, which we all started writing on the goddamn wall, Teofimo Lopez does not look like he is interested in a fight with any goddamn body. Now, I know when he just posted online and all that other kind of shit, but he also posted this and then deleted it. So if you are in talks with Shakur Stevenson and y'all are finalizing a deal, why the hell you posting shit like this on your story? What are you doing? So when people criticize Teofimo Lopez, this is the main criticisms, right? It's hard as hell even getting the boy in the damn ring against somebody that could possibly whoop his ass. That's what it's seeming to look like for these last couple of years. And I know everybody wants to put all this stock in Teofimo Lopez, talking about how he's a lineal champion and all this other kind of foolishness, right? But that was years ago. That fight with Lomachenko was a few years ago, bruh. And ever since then, you've been trying to live off that damn win, right? You've given us really nothing substantial since then to keep your name abuzz. The only thing that's keeping your name afloat is some of the racist rhetoric that you run around here doing. Why Shakur would choose to spend his time doing that, chasing somebody like a Teofimo Lopez, I have no idea. There are plenty of fights at 140 if he's interested in going up to 140 that he could have made that them niggas would have gladly taken that goddamn fight. But instead, he chooses to chase around Teofimo Lopez and then probably end up fighting somebody like a goddamn Claggett or somebody on that type of level to use the fact that Teofimo Lopez ducked him. Now, you can't put much stock in that because Teofimo Lopez ducks every goddamn body. He's been ducking Devin Haney since 135. So how much stock can we really put in that? Why would you go after a person that you know is that goddamn flip-floppy? It makes no damn sense. To add insult to injury, we had this big ass uproar of everybody talking about Jerron Boots Ennis not being on code because he went to go help Canelo get ready for the Crawford fight. Well, guess what? It appears Shakur Stevenson's yellow ass ain't on code either.
Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Babcock here. We're now just we're weeks away from one of the biggest fights of the year. The man right here, Jake Paul, the problem child, returning to the boxing ring. I think you could make a really strong argument. This is the biggest fight of Jake's career, and obviously he has had massive fights. He had fights that have been watched by more than 108 million people, and we are so lucky to be joined by the man himself. Jake, brother, how are you? How's training going here? As again, we're just a couple of weeks away from this thing, Jake.
Yeah, feeling good, man. This is definitely the toughest test. I think there's like a lot of things out there about the size and all of this stuff, but people forget that Tank's a top 10 pound for pound fighter, and he's got power in both hands. And skill wise and technique wise, he's been doing this for so long. And so actually internally, like I'm the most scared going into a fight that I've actually ever been, because I know how good these people are that I'm sparring, and being able to see how good they are and knowing how good Tank is. It's actually going to be my toughest test to date.
Yeah, I think, Jake, you could make the argument, right? Pound for pound wise, this guy's the most ferocious dude in the whole sport, couldn't you?
For sure, for sure. I think he has probably one of the highest knockout percentages
Yeah,
in
90
the whole
something
entire
percent,
boxing.
right?
Exactly. Exactly. And just his speed, his elusiveness, his ring IQ, his conditioning. He's gone 12 rounds so many different times, something that I've never even done. So he's going to be sharp all the way through. I mean, the list goes on and on. And so just actually being vulnerable for a second, it's like
Yeah.
this is crazy. This is scary. It's kind of keeping me up at night.
Jake, how do you prepare for, like you said, a guy who is shorter than you? How do you find a sparring opponent to replicate something that obviously, there's nobody else out there that's Tank Davis? How do you prepare for a guy that's different stature wise?
Yeah, no, we have world champions. Raymond Ford in the 130-pound weight class. We got Montana Lovin. Shakur Stevenson is coming in this week. So
Wow.
just sparring against guys on their level, and people who have, been doing this their whole entire lives. But we're really focusing on speed, and not as much on power. I'm not doing as much like weightlifting and all of that stuff.
So I want to know, Shakur Stevenson, are you on call? Because everybody has so much to say about Boots Ennis and him helping Canelo. What we got to say about Shakur ass? I don't give a damn about Raymond Ford. I don't care about him. But what are we going to say about Shakur? What are you doing? And first of all, it ain't like you ever fought Gervonta St. Davis. So the only thing you can be bringing to the table is showing him how the hell to skate around the goddamn ring. Okay? I don't know what Raymond Ford is on there. I don't know what the hell they working on over there. Don't really give a damn. It ain't going to help you. Whatever go on in that ring, I don't see how Shakur can do anything besides come in and just be a goddamn hater and want to be on the hate train to help anybody beat Gervonta St. Davis. See, when you a jealous ass nigga, you do stuff like this, right? And y'all can say what y'all want, it's just sparring or Shakur, he ain't never claimed it. He ain't denied the shit either. And I checked right before I came live. This goddamn interview been up since this morning. So don't tell me you ain't seen it. So I want to know, where's the outrage for Shakur Stevenson, right? I want the same outrage for him that we had for Jerron Boots Ennis, right? Because Jake don't look like us. You helping him go against one of us? Where's the outrage? Now, as far as Jake saying he ain't never been 12 rounds, we know you ain't never been 12 rounds because your ass gets gassed in the goddamn fifth of the sixth. So all Tank really got to do is just elude your ass for 5 or 6 damn rounds, and you good as done. But I want to know, how you got time to go help somebody spar when you supposed to be getting ready to fight Teofimo Lopez? You over here mad at Lamont Roach because he didn't wait around for you. You not that big of a name, baby. People got shit they got to do. Now, possibly y'all can go and revisit that fight next year with you and Lamont. I don't know what the hell you and Tio got going on or doing, but it appears at this point that you're begging. Like Keith Sweat, you're begging for a fight when there was opportunities that you could have taken and you could have made those type of fights. But instead, you want to take your hating ass over to Jake Paul's training camp and help him get ready for a fight with Gervonta Tank Davis. Mm, mm, mm. Where is the outrage, people? That's all I want to know. Where's outrage? But you know what? Let's go ahead and talk about some of the fights that obviously opportunities that he missed out on himself. Because I know y'all gonna say a lot of people dug Shakur. Well, Shakur also missed out on opportunities. He missed out on opportunity to fight. Who was that? The boy, Devin Haney. There's been several people that called Shakur out that he just refuses to fight. But Devin Haney himself is getting ready to be in a fight for his own goddamn life come November 22nd, right? Now, I don't know if y'all seen it, but I have seen it. Brian Norman Sr. has been on a sole mission to promote this damn fight, which I'm happy about. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this fight promoted. Let's get everything going on. But it was interesting to me when I heard a lot of the sparring partners who have worked with both of these gentlemen come out and give their assessment of these gentlemen. Now, the first one we are going to listen to, I promise y'all, this is not a skit. This is really how he acted when asked these questions.
Obviously, Devin, moved up into the weight division pretty quickly.
Yeah.
How do you when you've been in the ring with like Terrence, Boots, all these guys that are like officially at 54? You tell me, how does he fill into this welterweight division?
I feel like he feeling good. I feel like he's feeling good as far as his body build. He's physically strong. I mean, he's not the biggest puncher, you know what I'm saying, but he gonna feel into the weight good. You know what I'm saying? Punching ain't everything. So you feel me? It's about skill.
Tell me, what's the you've been in there with everybody. I mean, what does Devin do in the ring that, makes him, Devin?
I mean, Devin. So like, I mean, with Devin like so smaller. So I'd be like, what he did a couple things that kind of reminded me of Floyd, sort of say. I'm not calling him Floyd, but he did a couple things like hitting you after like the reset. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't really know how to explain it, but I feel like Devin's a great fighter, and for real, he got good jab, and he got great distance.
Tell me, when you say on the post, helping legends, is that what you believe in Devin? Do you feel like he's a legend in the sport or on his way to be?
Yes, I do.
Tell me, what sets him apart from some of these other guys that you've been able to share the ring with, that you say that?
He got great ring IQ. He been in there with some of the greats. He can box. He got great distance. He got a good jab, and he got good defense. And I mean, yeah, he just Devin.
Did he sound like Tommy Y'all when they was asking him where he worked? Shit. That tickled me so. First of all, Devin does have a good jab, right? But so does Brian Norman, and Brian Norman's reach is longer than Devin's. Hitting him after the reset is not really a glowing recommendation. I don't know if he knew that or not, but that's definitely not a glowing recommendation for Devin's skills. I didn't really get anything out of what he said he does better than any other boxer or that puts him on an elite level with any other boxer. Now, I know some of y'all want to come up here, run up here, and throw Loma on the table, right? And that's cute. But Loma was also smaller than Devin with a less arm reach than Devin and arguably worked Devin ass out in that ring. So I'm not really sure. I'm not gonna count him completely out. I'm just saying I really don't see a path to victory. He's gonna have to and work his way on the inside, stick and move, kind of pivot, maybe make Brian Norman reset over and over and over again while trying to throw off some angles or whatever. But I really don't see it. And I think about this a lot because I really be trying to anticipate how this fight is going to play out. But I'm not a boxer. And Troy Isley, he is, and he could barely answer the damn question. Let's see who else can answer the question.
You also say with a guy like Brian Norman, you don't feel like he could play that type of fight, right? But say he does it right and he plays it. Getting into the comparisons of Haney and Norman, right? Um, you said a lot of people are saying that, hey, Haney got the footwork advantage, right? You just said, hey, he would have to move laterally, right? You also say with a guy like Brian Norman, you don't feel like he could play that type of fight, right? But say he does it right and he plays it safe like he did with the Ramirez fight, right? The type of footwork speed, the type of a lot of people are saying, hey, are we getting this Tom and Jerry type of a fight, or do you feel like Norman can take matters of his own hands even if he does try to play that lateral movement game that he did with Ramirez?
That's a good question. I don't know, man. I think Norman should be able to. Like I say, his feet matches up with his hands. He's always in position to land a big good shot. He's good at setting shots up. As far as Haney, I think Haney just he has a chance of winning if he just sticks to his game. Like you knew him with the Ryan fight. That wasn't his game. But I feel like with the less movement and more angles, I think Devin would do better. But as far as like his fighting, but it's tough to say it. When I sparred Haney, I was like a year and a half ago. Great IQ, like I said, great defense. But with 8-ounce gloves, it's like I can only say so much. Like I know how much of a difference it is with 8-ounce gloves. When I feel like Brian catching with a good shot, he feels that strength, that power. He's gonna be on that bike. So now who's gonna adjust? I feel like with this fight, yes, the power's there, the speed, the IQ, but who could adjust first? To that style. Who could? If Haney does go on that bike and is keeping him on the outside and doing well at that, how can Brian Norman adjust to that and be able to really, adjust? It's at that elite level, everybody's great, everybody's gonna have power, everybody's gonna have skill set, but who's gonna adjust? Who's gonna separate that when it's like this, and then the middle rounds, who's gonna adjust and just start taking it apart? So it's up to either or.
So that's the question that I want to pose. What's going on, Upper? That's the question that I want to pose, right? Who do y'all think, if is in trouble, will make the better adjustments in that ring, right? Because I am of the belief that, okay, everybody, obviously you guys are boxers, you guys are on an elite level of boxing, right? And that's all well and good. But the same with like Elijah just asked, if you get your ass in trouble in there, right? Because to me, I always feel like there comes a point in every fight where you got to get your respect, right? So in that moment, right, whose corner do we trust to provide them with the better adjustment directions? Or who's going to be able to adjust on the fly? Who do we think is going to have that mental advantage? Because it's not only physical, it's mental as well. Who do we think is going to have that mental advantage in the ring? Hold on one second, up. I just want to get this last point, and then I'm gonna open up the panel. There was a gentleman who was on my panel last week, and he made a comment about Brian Norman Jr. never testing, right? So I want y'all to hear Brian Norman Sr.'s response when he was asked that question, and then I'm gonna bring up something else.
We ain't around no victor content. We ain't around no white folks. We ain't around no suits. We ain't around none of them people. Who the hell we around that talking about some damn drugs? I've been in the game for over 30 years, and nobody has ever offered me no type of PEDs for nothing, ever. Don't even know nobody that done them before.
Clean fighter.
Clean fighter, baby. Clean fighter.
Clean fighter.
So let the record state. Let the record state for the chat and all y'all niggas peeking through the windows. Junior's been tested 8 times.
Minimum.
Tested
a minimum of 8 times. That's 8 times I know about.
For this fight.
Yep.
Anything else y'all got?
So I want y'all to note that Brian Norman Jr. has been tested 8 goddamn times so far for this fight in November. So I don't want to hear nothing after he beats the eyebrows off Devin Haney's face about him popping damn dirty. And I want to know what y'all think. Do y'all think 8 times already, and we're only a month away from this fight? Is it excessive? Is Devin, because I've said this before, Devin Haney and Bill Haney have weaponized Vada from the very conception of this fight. What's up, Upper?
How you doing today, Ty? Glad
What's
to see
going
you
on with
again.
you?
Not much,
I'm
not
glad to
much.
see you. What's up?
Oh, man, girl, you better stop talking to me like that. Will blush.
Oh, uh, it's
Nah, I was
blushing.
wondering where you. Yeah, it's me, G Ted. Yeah, that's my. They got the things messed up. They got the things messed up. But I wanted to respond on something that you said earlier. You was like how Troy Isley really didn't want to disrespect Devin and everything like that, but people know what they know. And you ask if
Yeah,
a push come to shove, who going to make an adjustments? I can explain
that's what I
that
want to know.
easy.
Yep. Okay.
You want me to simplify it for you?
Oh, please elaborate. Do tell.
Okay. We seen when Devin Haney was fighting Lomachenko, right?
That's
And
correct.
like I explained it, Lomachenko was timing him. Every time Devin would step forward, he'd throw that jab, and Loma was waiting for him to push that foot forward so he can catch him in mid-transition. That's the worst time to catch somebody is when they stepping forward because their balance is not centered, their gravity is not there, and a lot of times people get knocked out coming forward. He kept timing him. He kept timing Devin. Do you remember what Devin said when he went back to the corner?
Yeah, you figured us out.
And did you remember the adjustments Bill gave him?
What did he say? Keep jabbing from the outside or something.
He ain't give him no damn adjustments. He was basically telling him to mow through it. Like you could do it. Like he didn't get that man no type of clear adjustments or nothing. The only reason Devin got the 7-5 win is because Loma ran out of gas in the 12th round. If not, it would have been a draw. It would have been a draw. But
Yeah, I want to know what you think about Shakur. Is he on cold? I mean, because he over there with Jake Paul now trying to help Jake Paul. Sorry, y'all, about the background as I'm cooking. I'm getting a late
yeah,
start, so
yeah,
I was on my phone running my mouth. I don't know with who, but continue.
but yeah, and then also you remember when Devin Haney fought Ryan Garcia, right? First off, they came out with a bad strategy. And everybody know if you watch my channel, I explained to people a long time ago that Ryan versus Devin is a nightmare matchup for Devin because the best way to beat a good jab is a left hook, especially when you fight like a orthodox fighter. That jab, he's sitting up there putting that jab, it makes you susceptible to a left hook. And with Ryan Garcia's speed, he was going to capitalize and smash it. And I told everybody that I lost a lot of subscribers behind that situation. They was like, you gonna go with the other? No, I speak the truth. I told you what was gonna happen. And what happened? He got boomstick like 5 times.
Hold on one
And
second. Hold on one second. Nocha. How long ago was that fight, baby? How long ago was that Boa Chica fight? And would you agree that he's progressively been getting better? Now I understand what you're saying, right? But the Devin Haney, first of all, had Boa Chica's power. Is he willing to stand in there and trade with Brian Norman Jr.? We're talking about two completely different fighters. Go ahead.
the only fight that Brian Norman really got tested was Quentin Randall, in my opinion. Like Quentin Randall was right there in his stuff. And that's the dude, that's Rick Tim's homeboy from Houston. Quentin Randall and him, that was a tough fight. But like I was saying, Devin Haney and Bill first came out with the wrong game plan. Then when Devin got boomstick, they didn't make no adjustments. He kept coming the same way. Like Bill Haney doesn't think on the fly. I don't know if he be on that Oscar De La Hoya, but he did not make no adjustments. Remember, Devin kept getting boomstick by Ryan. Bill didn't tell him to stay away. He didn't tell him to circle out. He kept saying, "Get him, Dev." Kept walking. You trying to daggone box?
Those hands, he kept telling him clinch, clinch, clinch.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's why I see Bill and Devin, they talk a good game, they real flashy, but when push come to shove, they freeze up. They freeze up. And Mr. No Cho Bands, you talking about what could have happened. A lot of stuff could have happened, but what happened was Boca won. I mean, Boca lost. But what I was saying is, Devin and them, once Devin get cracked by Brian Norman, first off, each weight class hits a lot harder than the lower ones behind it. And Brian Norman, he has progressively, and see, I used to give Brian Norman Jr. a lot of flack. I'm going to say it. I used to give him a lot of flack because his dad and them hyped him up when he first came out, talking about, yeah, he did this and that, the Tank in sparring. He did this and that, the Boots in sparring. He did this and that, the Terrence Crawford in sparring. You heard the stories. Everybody heard the stories. And then come to find out, Boots hit him with a body shot to put him down. And come to find out, you know, the sparring stories didn't go what it say, but he was young. He's still young. And what people don't understand, when fighters are young, they're getting into their groove. Like, you don't have people coming straight out of high school and college and they making their mark on the world. Sometimes you gotta learn, you gotta progress, you gotta get better. Earl Spence is my guy, but he was progressing as well. And then, you know, he got the Bundu and the Kilbrook, and he got better each fight. You can't get better unless you test yourself. You have to iron sharpens iron. You feel what I'm saying? You got to get better. You got to progress. And Brian Norman has steadily been increasing his skill, his output. His feet have gotten faster. He's gotten more athletic. I've done seen it. He's not that slow, slew-footed person that fought Quentin Randall. He's not the same fighter that used to smother his shots. And that's what I used to be critical on Brian Norman, because I used to sit there and say he smothers his shots too much. Like Kid Austin, he smothers his work. Now Brian Norman has gotten that range. He's starting to get good at it. Like Steph Curry, he didn't start off shooting threes like that. He had to miss a lot of threes growing up in practice. Practice makes perfect. And the same way you practice is the same way you compete. And I've been seeing Brian Norman, and I honestly think Devin's in trouble. Because first off, Devin doesn't have the power to get nobody up off of.
Yeah, that
He doesn't have the power to.
Hold on, Upper. I wanna say, shout out to Big Block Gun with the $5 and the super chat. Definitely.
Oh shit, we about to make a little change up in here.
Shout out to Big Block with a little bit of change in the building.
Go ahead. Man, he's so silly. Go ahead.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, people steady getting better, and Devin Haney doesn't have the power. Ever since he moved up from 135, he ain't got no stoppages. Devin Haney doesn't got the power to keep a nigga up off of him. We've seen him hit rabbit punches. We've seen him steal off on Tank. We've seen him massage Ryan Garcia's back. Devin's not going to do what y'all think Devin's going to do to a 147 pounder?
Well, hold on, because G Tadda makes a good point. He says one thing that people don't mention: Devin can get a KO. With him moving up, he might get more powerful because he's where he should be in weight. That's actually a good point, G-Tab. However, I don't see Devin getting a knockout, and it's not just because he hasn't knocked out anybody since 2019. It's simply because I just don't think that he has any punching power. Remember, he tried to knock out that carnival worker. He was not in training. He had already been out for 8 months. He looked about his regular weight size, and he still was unable to do it. Some niggas just can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas just ain't heavy-handed. And if you look at Devin's hands here, they look small as hell. Devin got little ass hands. Like I don't know if y'all ever peeped that, but he got little ass hands. So I don't know if he'll be knocking anybody out anytime soon. And if he does, I'm not going to credit him moving up. I'm going to credit Victor Thompson. But that's just me.
Or you can just say it like this: what was the power at when he fought Ramirez? That was just a couple pound difference, because he fought Ramirez at a catch weight. I didn't see no booming ass power. Like I didn't see.
Look at his little ass hands. They're so little.
You say what? What did you say?
They're so little. Look at his little hands. They're so little. Anyway, continue.
But he didn't have no booming power when he fought daggone Ramirez, and he was running from Ramirez's power. And what they fought at 145, 144.
Y'all terrible here. You should have been a CPA.
I missed what they said.
First, that weight does not increase your power. Amen. Yeah, you either got it or you don't. I think in a situation like that.
Nah, I can't say that. I can't say that. That's wrong, because James Lights Out Tony, he had a different type of power at 160 than he had at heavyweight. At heavyweight, he was still stopping stuff. His power increased. You feel what I'm saying? But he did it the correct way. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But what people don't realize about gaining more weight, yeah, you will have more power, but actually when you gain more weight, you're also going against heavier guys that are cutting more weight. So when you see that's the catch-22. That's why you see a lot of fighters, they're staying in a weight class so long and they're not trying to move up like Josh Taylor, Regis Prograis. They should have been at 147, but they don't want to go up there where people are boomsticking, because while they're weighing about 160, cutting down to 140, you got people at 147 like Earl Spence. He used to go to fat camps at 200 pounds and have to cut down to 147. See, it's bigger guys. And see, boxing has changed. It's bigger guys cutting down weight. You got Noah Inoue. He rehydrates to 144, and he's cutting down to 122. You got Bam Rodriguez, rehydrates 138. He's cutting down to 115, like 6 divisions. That's 6 divisions from 115 to 135. And like, this is what they're doing, so they're not trying to go up. Terrence Crawford fighting at 135, looking like Skeletor off of He-Man. You feel what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, people are doing this. But once you get older in age, you can't cut that weight, because the keratin in your body starts to solidify, and your bones get heavier, your weight starts to get heavier. You ain't got as much cartilage no more. So it's harder for people to cut, especially when they get to 28, 29.
Yeah. Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button. We are definitely missing some likes. I see y'all watching. Just smash the like button. You ain't got to come out the bushes, but smash the like button if you will be so kind. Crush the Legend. What's up? Talk to me. Band up. What's going on with you?
Shout out to my nigga Crush.
Crush, what's up, baby?
What up, what's up, Jack Queen? What's going on to the chat, man?
I always speak to the queen first, Crush. This is her page, my guy. Peace and blessings to you, though.
Yes. That's my girl, Jack Queen, doing her thing. Real quick, man. This thing with Devin Haney fans keep worrying about this man's power, and I keep saying for the longest, he's not a power puncher. Nobody don't turn into a power puncher like that in the sport of boxing. You tell me somebody that did, and then I'm going to be asking some questions about how. Your power, it is what it is. But here's the thing, I've been telling y'all for the longest, by this man constantly draining himself at a weight class that he stayed in 4 years too long, it's going to work against you as you move up in weight. So even though he looks good with heavier weight on him, doesn't mean it's going to increase his punching power. See all that draining this shit? It really fucked with his overall strength is moving up. So he's not going to be at full capacity of his strength walking around at his natural weight, because he's been already damaging his goddamn body. I've been telling y'all this for years, but y'all don't listen to me. This old man don't know what he's talking about. Think about it again, people. Y'all don't really be wanting to talk boxing. Y'all be mixing fantasy with bullshit. You know, so no. And I think the reason why that they starting to do this because they
I think the reason that they mix a lot of bullshit with what's going on is because we just saw a Crawford versus Canelo fight, and that fight should have never happened. So it's hard for a lot of people not to mix bullshit with what really should be going on. You know what I'm saying?
Pacquiao gained more power when he went up. Pacquiao gained more power. We know how he did that, because Pacquiao went boom.
We're not talking about Pacquiao. Pacquiao was on that juice. But let's ask, let me ask you this, right? What do you think about Shakur going to free to help Jake Paul?
Well, you know, Shakur got to do something. Ain't much going on. The T.O. fight ain't going to happen because T.O.'s a bitch. So he got to do something. He got to do something. I ain't got nothing against the young man. The only thing I say he need to do like everybody else who ain't getting busy to get busy, because there's a whole bunch of people who ain't fighting no damn body, but these people don't say that about those people. But we going to play that game. You know what I mean? You know, but he got to do something, you know what I mean? Because he don't have nothing going on. And as far as 135, I don't know how much time. He shouldn't even stay down there that long. He really want to get busy. Go up to 140, man, because 135 belong to that little next class of guys. You know what I mean? So when Tank get his ass out there, when he decided, God, let these other guys get that shit on, because I'm ready to see the Scooter Davis and all these other guys making all this noise, you know? So, and I think these guys will fight each other. So, you know, wishful thinking, some shit just ain't going to happen.
That's the nigga crumb snatching. That's what he's doing.
I agree. My only issue with that is everybody has such a problem with Boots Ennis helping Canelo, but yet I don't hear anybody saying shit about Shakur going over there to help Jake Paul. That's my only
Shakur
issue.
trying to get some crumbs.
The hypocrisy of the whole situation really irritates me, number one. And number two, I'm wondering what the hell it is that Shakur can bring to a camp to help Jake Paul against Gervonta St. Davis.
But see,
Not a damn thing.
Oh, go ahead, Crush. My bad. Go ahead, bro.
No, that's all I was saying. Not a damn thing. They don't have nothing in common in styles. Nothing.
You know what it is you got some of them that's on Turkey side, and then you got people that's on the other side. See, as long as you do stuff that Turkey is in line with Turkey, then everything's all good. But when you on the other side, you know what I'm saying? It's like they pushing a whole narrative and everything, and then they got sheep that's out here that's going to continue to push the narrative for them. Like, you know, they drop a couple dollars here and there, and then everybody's pushing it. They pushing it like, hey, you know, he ain't stay on code. He ain't stay on code. But do y'all remember when Manny Pacquiao was about to fight the Australian dude, right? You remember who came to remember who was in Manny Pacquiao's training camp? George Kambosos. He was a fellow Australian when Pacquiao was about to fight Jeff Horn. George Kambosos was in Manny Pacquiao's training camp, and him and Jeff Horn was in the same gym. People didn't say George Kambosos was off code. They didn't say none of that. It's been a lot of fighters that spar with other fighters' rivals so they can get ready and get prepared. Like, understand this. If you're fighting somebody, you want to fight somebody that's just as skilled or talented to get you prepared to go in there and face that, because the same way you practice is the same way you perform when it's game day or when it's fight night. Salute, no evidence, peace and blessings. That's what I'm saying. And why worry about what the next person doing? Shakur trying to get his ducats, right? He trying to go over there and get some money from Jake Paul. And Shakur even told people that he understand why Tank do it. He would have took the Jake Paul fight. But ain't nobody saying, dang, Shakur said he took the Jake Paul fight.
He tried to say that after he rematched Lamont Roach. So that we got to add that part in it too. He said it would be after he rematched Lamont Roach. But the opportunity came for him to fight Lamont Roach, and it looks like instead he'd rather chase around Teofimo Lopez, who we know has a history of being shaky when it comes to making big fights with African-American fighters. So I just wanted to point that out, the hypocrisy of it all, because it was an outrage when Boots did it. But now that Shakur's doing it, I guess it's really just no big deal. Is that because we don't think much of Shakur? Just a question.
I'm going time. I'm about to go back to the chat though. Homie.
All right. It's just a question, but back to my latest question. I'm glad you're up here. Who do you think will be able to provide the most effective corner work if in trouble? Say, for instance, because I'm gonna be fair. Say Haney got Brian Norman in trouble. Say he's in trouble. Say, Devin is in trouble, and vice versa. Brian Norman in trouble, Devin in trouble. Who do you think is going to be able to provide the best corner work to get their son out of trouble? Because it's father against father in the corner. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Brian Norman Jr. Senior. Because
Me too.
I think he's more of a trainer. I don't think Bill is a real trainer. I just think he's a father that that's mocking, and have other people around. I don't see a real trainer. He's more of a motor mouth and a promoter more so than a trainer. You know what I mean? So yeah, I favor Brian Norman Sr. Listening to both of these guys when just talk about on the skill of boxing, he's able to give you more information on the skill of boxing than Bill Haney. You see what I'm saying? So he's more fundamental with it. You know what I'm saying? Than Bill Haney. So I'm going with the more fundamental corner, and that's Brian Junior and Senior. They got the more fundamental corner.
All right, so we gotta vote for Brian Norman. I also am gonna vote Brian Norman. Who else thinks that if their son is in trouble, who do we think is gonna provide the more effective corner advice to get their son out of trouble? Drop a Bill or drop a B Norman Senior? I want to see what everybody's thinking. And nobody still ain't answered my question. Crush, you up here. The 8 goddamn tests already for this fight, is that excessive or what?
No, it's not acceptable. Hell no.
It's excessive, I said, right? Like this. I think it's completely excessive. Like, are you effing kidding me? 8 guys. Let me play that again for the people in the damn back.
We ain't around no Victor Conti. We ain't around no white folks. We ain't around no suits. We ain't around none of them people. Who the hell we around that talking about some damn drugs? I've been in the game for over 30 years, and nobody has ever offered me no type of PEDs for nothing, ever. Don't even know nobody that done them before.
Clean fighter.
Clean fighter, baby. Clean fighter.
Clean fighter.
So let the record state. Let the record state for the chat and all y'all niggas peeking through the windows. Junior's been tested 8 times. I repeat, tested
a
8
minimum,
times.
A minimum of 8 times. That's 8 times I know about.
For this fight.
Yep.
Anything
Look,
else y'all got?
Is that not the craziest shit you've ever heard? I've never heard about a fighter testing 8 times for a fight. I could be completely wrong. And on top of that, we don't know how many times Devin has tested, if at all.
Sound like variation, Jab Queen. Sound like somebody is scared. I never heard of that in all my years of watching this sport since a kid. You know, for 4.5 decades of watching this sport and studying this sport, never heard of anything like that. Even with the guys that we know that are known for being on PEDs and stuff like that, never heard of that. They get a suspension. We know plenty of guys that were doing that. That sounds like variation to me. Come on, 8 times. No. But shout out to the Norman family for doing it. Just this shit is a pet peeve, is agitating, but okay. We gonna give y'all what y'all want.
Absolutely, shout out to the Normans for not letting them wiggle out of it with an excuse, not letting them create some sort of narrative like they won't test. Shout out to them. But as you said, I'm pretty sure it is a pain in his ass. I'm sure he's never tested this many times for a fight in his goddamn life. You know what I'm saying? 8 goddamn times. Yet we don't know if Devin Haney is testing this many times or if he's testing at all. This is my issue with this whole situation. With this whole entire situation. You make it a point to make mention of what he's doing, what he's not doing, testing a boy 8 goddamn times. When can we get one of your test results? That's all I want to know.
Where this come from,
see
Jack?
Everyone else is posted online. Where the hell are yours? Where are yours? This is ridiculous.
You know where this come
from. Times? Oh my God.
Y'all know where this come from. Jab Queen and everybody in the chat. Y'all know where this come from. So if you don't, let me help you out, if I may. Listen. I'm gonna cut to the chase here, right? Now we know Devin Haney has been the praise that he get from his fans. The Messiah,
his cult members, his cult members.
His cult members. They really believe that this man is invincible. They truly believe that nothing can go wrong with Devin Haney. This is what they think. Okay, you can have that. I'm not knocking y'all for it, because reality gonna set you straight if it haven't already. So it's like, Ryan did himself a disservice, but that's what you do when you not fully prepared for a fight. You didn't fully train and this, that, and other. You gotta do little bullshit. But it put a stain on something that he always been doing. But okay, we're gonna let them have that too. Reality sinks in again. So it's like they worry. And this comes to show that now that you see that this man, who they say willing to get in there with whoever and everybody, cool, fine. But now since he's going to be doing that, now he's going to be getting into fights when there's more 50-50 fights, because we know a lot of his fights on his resume were not 50-50 fights. I mean, he's not the only fighter, so I won't let y'all, I ain't gonna have y'all, pin on yourselves. I don't feel like giving out no more meters, but take this reality though. And they wanted him to be the next thing that be better than Floyd Mayweather. This is what they wanted. They wanted Devin Haney to succeed and pass Floyd Mayweather. This is what this is really about. But the thing in the reality, they're not the same in no kind of damn way. He has to be his own man, but y'all starting to get worried. You don't see Bud Crawford fans worrying about him, do y'all? Do y'all? No matter what adversity he goes through, you don't see him worrying about him. You don't see him worry. But the Devin Haney fans are starting to worry because they feel as though that at some point in time, a real legitimate loss is coming to this man. I'm going off of what y'all showed me. Because I've never even seen anybody be worried about, oh, this is power, it's power, it's power. Sweet Pea got diehard fans. We ain't never worried about Sweet Pea power increasing no matter who he fought. And he fought a whole bunch of hitters, whole bunch of stones and boulders. You never worried about that. It's about the boxing skills. What happened to the pure boxer? You know, y'all not having faith in the pure boxer no more? No more faith in the tactician? Well, I see that still working because at any day, I'd take a pyrotectician over somebody that can just punch your lights out. I would never change my status on that. You want to go ratio for ratio to see which side has the most successful wins? I don't think y'all want to do that. Y'all don't want to do that because the
Well, I want
statistics
to
is going
hold
to
on
look
because
at
I want to say this too, right? And I don't like when
that.
somebody automatically labels somebody like power puncher because to me that indicates that they don't have any other skills, right? So I want to clarify something. In order for you to land that power, you have to have some sort of ring IQ, correct? You have to have
That,
some sort of ring generalship, correct? Some sort of timing would
facts.
link into would links into ring IQ. So when people say, "Oh, they just have power," that's not necessarily true because in order to land that power, you have to have several other components. It's just you have all those components and you have power, which can make you more dangerous. I understand that completely. But to have this man tested 8 goddamn times for this fight is excessive at best and overkill at worst. This is them weaponizing Vada yet again. Now I understand that Ryan beat the eyebrows off his face. I get that, right? But if we're being honest, Devin Haney contributed to that in several ways. You can't tell me that it was just the goddamn Oscarine, but then tell me that Devin won every round and he didn't get knocked down. So which one is it? The Oscarine just made Ryan a goddamn super monster. And if that's the case, then you shouldn't have won no damn rounds, including the ones that you got your ass knocked down. But y'all argument is that he won every round, he wasn't knocked down. So when did the Oscar kick in? Only when he connected a damn punch. But one would say, one being me, that anytime Ryan lands a goddamn punch, niggas is going night night. Do they not?
Facts.
So I just don't understand this shit. I mean, I don't know. Just I thought that was completely crazy. Shout out to D1 in the Cash App. Shout out to T-Bone in the Cash App. I appreciate y'all for y'all support for sure. But yeah, I just that to me is excessive. I heard that and I was like, what? 8 goddamn times. Some may say it's excessive, some may don't think it's excessive. I find that 100% excessive. 8 times
Hey,
already? Mm-mm.
trying to drain a man. God damn. Stick him
Y'all make
again.
sure y'all, yeah, it's crazy. Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button. We're gonna go through this one more time because I thought this was goddamn funny. And no, it's not to scare everybody who's just coming in the building.
Obviously, Devin, moved up into the weight division pretty quickly.
Yeah.
How do you when you've been in the ring with like Terrence, Boots, all these guys that are like officially at 54? You tell me, how does he fill into this welterweight division?
I feel like he feeling good. I feel like he feeling good as far as his body build. He's physically strong. I mean, he's not the biggest puncher, you know what I'm saying, but he gonna feel into the weight good. You know what I'm saying? Punching ain't everything. So you feel me? It's about skill.
Tell me, what's the you've been in there with everybody. I mean, what does Devin do in the ring that makes him Devin?
I mean, Devin. So like, I mean, with Devin like so smaller. So I'd be like, what he did a couple things that kind of reminded me of Floyd, sort of say. I'm not calling him Floyd, but he did a couple things like hitting you after like the reset. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't really know how to explain it, but I feel like Devin's a great fighter, and For real, he got good jab, and he got great distance.
Tell me, when you say on the post, helping legends, is that what you believe in Devin? Do you feel like he's a legend in the sport or on his way to be?
Yes, I do.
Tell me, what sets him apart from some of these other guys that you've been able to share the ring with, that you say that?
He got great ring IQ. He been in there with some of the greats. He can box. He got great distance. He got a good jab, and he got good defense. And I mean, yeah, he just Devin.
Child, if he said jab one more time, I was gonna jab his goddamn head off. How many times you gonna say jab? The problem with that jab is that Brian Norman's reach is longer than his, and we all know what you do with somebody who has a jab, right? And I don't know if he meant to say Devin fights smaller or Devin is smaller. I'm not really sure what the hell he was trying to say when he said Devin smaller. But I will say this. We saw what happened with Devin when he was in the ring with somebody his height, his size, his weight, his same dimensions, right? And Ryan Garcia. I want to know what people really think he is going to do. What do y'all think? Y'all tell me what y'all think that Devin can do to come out victorious November 22nd.
Well, you're gonna have to be perfect for what, 12 rounds?
Look, I'm about to say, Crush, if you say jab, I'm gonna put your ass off my pen.
No, Jack Queen, because when I'm at the summer tea, you do that to me. You do that to me, I'm at to send my dogs at you, Jag Queen. You know, I got nothing but love for you. I wouldn't do that to you, but I would send my dogs at you do that to me. I'm from Philly, but I don't like getting treated like Jazzy Jeff. So, I don't do the Dr. Phil treatment. That's, but you know how I get down, Jag Queen. I'll be happy then when it's that way. But no, he's gonna have to be perfect for 12 rounds. Now I am picking him because I feel as though he's the better boxer. I do think that. But is it a by long shot? No. Do Brian Norman Jr. has a chance to win this fight? Yes, he does. And a lot of people, I listen to everybody and I take in what they say. And sometimes I might go back and look at something because somebody said something that maybe I didn't pick up on. So I've been hearing that people seen some improvements in Brian Norman's skills. And I said, well, I haven't really seen much improvement. Let me go check out some stuff. So I can see where everybody is coming from that has been saying that, which makes this fight more interesting. That's why I'm so hype about this fight. This is the fight that I want to see out of the fight. That sounds so undelivered.
That whole card is fired. That whole card is fired, to be honest. I feel like we haven't really talked much about the entire card because we have such colorful fathers on both sides of this particular fight. But let's not forget that Abdullah Mason is on this card fighting for his very first title. We have, Benavidez on this card. We have Bam Bam Rodriguez on this card. This whole card is fired from top to bottom. I will definitely 100% say that about this particular card. However, this is one of the fights that I am most interested in, mainly because I do want to see what is going to happen with this fight. Everyone I know would like to say that Devin is such an elite superior boxer, but he's only been elite and superior against guys that are smaller than him. How hard is that really to do? You know what I'm saying? If we're being honest with ourselves, not saying that he's trash. I never thought that Devin was trash. I said his father is. But I think that Devin is definitely a decent boxer, but this elite shit, I really don't know where people are getting that from. I really don't see anything special that he does.
But I think he's an A-level fighter. I don't think he's elite. I think he's A-level. And then again,
the jury's still out on that. As he gets to the higher weight classes, we will see. But it's not hard to be elite when you're fighting smaller guys, if we're being honest. Outside of Gervonta Tank Davis, and arguably, like I said, Loma whipped his ass. So really, we're gonna definitely see what happens on November 22nd. Like I said, I'm not completely saying that Devin is trash. I don't believe he's trash. I just don't believe he's as an elite as people give him credit for. And I want to see how Brian Norman does against Devin Haney. They're about the same height, the same weight. You coming up to 147. So we're definitely going to see what you made of for sure. I'm not going to count the youngin' out, but I'm definitely not giving him more credit than he deserves either, like a lot of his damn things. What's up,
Right,
Rich?
Jack Queen. What's up,
I,
Rich?
You know what I mean?
what's up? What's up? What's up? I keep
What's going
hearing.
on, Rich?
I keep hearing.
Rich, I know you're not eating on my damn pan. I've told you
Hold on.
about
Hold
that
on.
several times.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. All right. All right. All right. Hey, look.
What the hell is wrong with you, bro?
Now I keep hearing about y'all keep saying this in the chat. People keep saying this, and you said it just now about the weight stuff. I
What
got a
weight
thing
stuff?
that about you not elite if you not if because I guess he rehydrate to a certain amount of pounds and he
I
bigger
didn't
than all.
say that. I said I don't consider him elite. I didn't say nothing about his weight.
You said till he get acclimated. You just basically said that you're not gonna call him nothing
Don't tell me
because
what I basically said, Rich. What I said was I don't consider him elite. I said we're gonna see what he does with guys his height, his weight, and his size.
that's what I'm saying. And so why you won't consider him elite from what he done did and how he looked against
Because he
other
did it
guys?
against a bunch of smaller guys, Rich. That's
And
why.
that's what I knew you was gonna say that. And now let's go back to Roy Jones Jr. He been on a little rant in the last 3 or 4 interviews. He keeps saying that's part of old school boxing is to rehydrate weight back up to the most pounds you can to be bigger than the next fighter. What he said he said that he'll rehydrate to damn near 200. He said that on Andre Ward stuff recently.
What does that have to
And
do with
and it,
anything?
I mean, he's an elite fighter. He was fighting
Well, I
way
know
smaller than that.
I know my husband is elite, and don't
Yeah,
come up here talking
yeah,
about Roy Jones Jr.
yeah.
because you know how I
Okay,
feel
so
about Roy Jones
so
Jr.
that's what I'm saying. And according to a legend, an elite fighter, he said that's actually good to do. Is to do
Yeah,
that
let me say something, Rich. I don't have to agree with him just because he said it. There was plenty of people that picked Canelo to beat Crawford that are elite fighters. Some of them were wrong as well, were they not? So who's to say Roy Jones Jr. can't be wrong? I have a difference of opinion than him. I want to see how Devin Haney does moving up in the weight classes where you guess what? You don't rehydrate completely over your
okay.
opposition. You within the same 15 to 20 damn pound range, and we're gonna see what's really cracking.
Yeah, because and then he acknowledged. Then I got a video of Stephen Fulton. He talking about he walking around at once. I want to say 170, but I think it's 160 something. He said that. Oh,
I
he
saw
said
it, but
that's
I didn't watch the whole video. What did he say?
yeah. I got the video. I can send it to you. I got a little half clip
Yeah.
that I can send to you. But he said he walking around damn near 160, 170 pounds, and he fighting at 130 pounds. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. I feel like if Devin Haney would have
Um,
said that, you would have made a million videos about that.
well, Devin Haney
What's
doesn't have
really
to say
eat,
it because we
man?
can see it. Devin Haney don't got to say it because we can see it, Rich. That's why. That's number one. Number two, I don't care which fighter does it. I am not a fan of it. Weight bullying in any way. And I know y'all say if they can get down to the weight, then it's not weight bullying. That is y'all opinion. And I am of the opinion, take your ass where you belong.
Yeah.
You should not
I feel
be
like
rehydrating to 160 damn pounds, 170 pounds, fighting at 135 pounds. What kind of shit
yeah,
is that? That's
yeah. I feel
why
like
when you get near somebody your height, your weight, and your size, you get your ass knocked around.
yeah. I feel like a
So
lot of I feel like a lot of boxers do it, but I wouldn't like take it away from them that they not
Oh
elite
yeah,
if they
I know
do
a
it.
lot of
Only
boxers do
I feel
that.
like the
I know
only
a lot of
fighters
boxers
that
do that because sometimes
I
that's what
feel
their
like
competition is.
I feel like the only fighter that's really not doing it is Tank. Tank and Tank, yeah, that's the only fighter that really fighting like around. I ain't gonna say fighting around his weight class, but fighting like in a fight like a 10 to 15 pound. You know what I'm saying? All these other niggas, they looking big in that ring, man. They
yeah,
looking
they
big.
that's what I hate that, man, because
Mayweather fought around his weight too. Mayweather fought
Yeah,
around his
yeah,
yeah,
weight. He definitely
yeah,
fought close to
Mayweather
his
too.
walk
because
around weight.
Mayweather
you
too.
can't
I feel
say
like
it's a lightweight. Real quick, Rich, you can't say that it's a lightweight bout or a welterweight bout. Come fight now. If they fucking rehydrate way past the goddamn weight class, what the fuck? I don't like that, man. They need to do something with that because they not fighting at that weight class. If they come in fighting like rehydrating out of the weight class, they hydrating up to another weight class or two. That's not a lightweight fight. The fuck, I hate that
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Need to take it back to say night weighing, man.
but hey, what's your name? I ain't know see
Crap.
you. Oh, okay. What's up? What's up? What's up? Nah,
That's
all I was saying is that I like every time I see an interview with Roy Jones and Andre Ward always asks a certain question. He always asks a person, how many you walking around with before fight night and all that stuff, or after fight night. I mean, basically how much you rehydrate to and shit like that. And all these niggas be saying 180, 100 and this, and these niggas be at Roy Jones.
Because Roy Jones arguably lost his fights, the ones that he started to lose, because he was playing around with his weight.
Nah, what Roy Jones is basically saying, Roy Jones kept saying, I feel like that's the best advantage you could do. He said, I did it always. He said, hell yeah, I would come in.
And we see how that started working out for him when he started taking his ass up to the higher weight classes. But nevertheless, I'm in agreement with Crush. If you come in on fight night at 165 pounds for 130-pound fights, then you can't run around here talking about, for instance, Devin Haney, why Boots wants to at 152 pounds. When your last fight was Regis Progress, you came in the ring at 165 pounds. 152 shouldn't be shit.
Yeah. I just feel like a lot of these guys do it. Like after I heard that,
I know they do. I agree with you, Rich. They do.
If you hear what Stephen Falter said, man, I'm like, damn. Like you would have been like, what the like? How do you get that? How you get that small? That's hard.
And that's why it's easy to knock them out sometimes, guys, because their fucking brain is deprived of oxygen because they shrinking themselves down.
Man, I don't know. I don't know how you get that small, man. That's hard.
They shrink themselves down and starve themselves, but their boxers have been doing it for a long time, so I'm pretty sure they perfected the art of doing it now. It's just I'm not a fan of it. You know what I'm saying? I know that if they make the weight on fight night, then fuck it, we gotta fight. But I am personally not a fan of that at all. I think it's dangerous, and I think it's weight bullying.
Yeah, that's another. Those some other people too. I forgot to tell Gary Russell, the smaller Gary Russell at Loma. They walk around. They fought at their weight class for real.
That's what I'm saying. So these boxers do it now. I will agree with you. A good number of them do that, but I don't believe Shakur is walking around at 135 pounds and then fighting at 160. I don't believe all these guys do that. Now there are some of them that do, but I don't believe that's that all these guys are doing. No, some of these guys are actually fighting around or near their weight class. That's why on fight night you saw Frank Martin looking like a goddamn skeleton. You know what I'm saying? Because he was not in the weight class. And right after that fight, what he said, he moving up to 140.
Right, but what I'm saying is, it seems like Devin Haney the only one that get a lot of flack for doing it.
Devin Haney is the only one he's not the only one that gets a lot of flack. He's the only one I give a lot of flack to most of the time because he does it excessively. You too small. Why are you telling niggas they too small if you where you supposed to be? Because you know that your ass is going in there with a fucking weight advantage on niggas. And when sometimes these niggas need that weight advantage because they ain't got much else going for them. What's up, Smoke Session?
What's good? Y'all remember that fight? I think it was last year that he had he had a seizure in the ring from being dehydrated.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, what's up, bro?
What's good, bro? I was in the comments on that. I was like, yo, these fighters got to fight at their weight class. And the fighter came back and was like, yo, if I can just lose 5 more pounds, my power will be better and I can get more fights. I said, but at what cost, bro? At what cost? At what cost? He never answered back. He was just like, you just don't understand. I was like, you know what? You got to get your money, but at what cost, bro? What cost?
Yeah, no, I completely understand that. A lot of these guys, they do it for the opportunity because some of the big fights are at a smaller weight class. So I 100% get that, right? For some of them. But don't run around here like you slaying Goliath when you and I both know your ass should have been 2 and 3 and 4 goddamn weight classes above. I'm just not, I can't get jiggy with that shit. I'm sorry. But what's going on, so Rich? Talk to me, baby.
Hey, what's going on, Jack Queen? What's going on, panel?
How you doing? I'm good.
I'm doing great. About my only thing with the weight thing is, who's to say what somebody's weight is? You know, because your walk around weight could be you out of shape. That might not be your weight. So they would have to have some metric to determine what your weight is. Now, you got to remember, you're dealing with kids that's 21, moving up to 28. Your weight is changing constantly. You're going up, you're getting thicker, you're getting wider, but you might got a championship at a certain weight. When do you decide to move up weight? So I think it's kind of different for every fighter, and there's no metric to determine what's a person's optimal weight unless they develop one and then make them stick around that weight. But you would need some kind of test to say, okay, in shape, this is his natural weight. You see what I mean? But walk around weight could be out of shape.
Hold on, because if your ass come in that ring and you looking healthy
not like Devin did on the scale looking like fucking Thriller. I will say that's closer to your natural weight than it was when you did your weigh-in, right? And if you balloon back up 20 and 30 goddamn pounds, I'd say that's closer to your natural weight class than what the fuck you stepped on the scale at.
And yeah, that's true, but you gotta think about how they're thinking. Okay, the guy they gonna fight might be shrinking down too. So is anybody gonna control his weight? You see what I mean? Cause they all doing it. You see that they all doing it. So it's almost like, but I do
But
think
that
it's
goes back to what Crush said, same day weigh-ins. That goes back to what Crush said. That's keeping the shit even.
okay, but if it's the same day weigh-in and one of them don't make the weight, you gotta cancel the fight.
So what? That's on them with your unorganized ass. That's the same shit that happened with Keyshawn and fucking Edwin De Los Santos. That's on your opponent. That ain't on you. If you come in and do what you got to do, how that's on you?
Yeah, but that's just gonna be one of those tricky things because those kids are
Yeah.
changing weight if they grow up, and you need a metric to determine what their weight is. But I'm gonna speak on the Devin Haney and the Brian Norman fight. Then it's a great
I
fight.
want
I
you to
got it.
answer this. Hold on,
Okay.
because you can speak on it, but I want you to give me a direct answer. 8 times being tested, is that excessive? Yes or no?
Yeah, that's very excessive. Yeah, that's
Okay.
very excessive.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
I'm gonna say that I got it as a 50-50 fight.
Okay.
I think you can make an argument for both of them to win the fight, and I can understand the
Let me
argument
hear your
being
argument. Let me hear your argument because I like your breakdown. So
okay.
let me hear your
Well,
argument.
my argument say this: if I was talking for Devin Haney, the question is, could he win this fight? He definitely could win this fight. All he gotta do is outpoint him for 7 rounds, not even 12 rounds. He got to outpoint him for 7 rounds. So could that be done? Yes, it could be done. Okay, but let me say this: a lot of people talk about Devin power. I think that's a novice thing
He ain't got no
to
power.
say when it comes to his power because he knocked out Antonio Moran right in the knockout of the year. That guy was 5'11", bigger than him. And he knocked him out cold. So the question should be, what happened to the power? And I'm gonna tell you like this: anybody watch sports and
How long
anybody
ago
play
was that?
sports.
How long ago was that, Too Rich? How long
I
ago was that,
understand it, but
baby?
the point is, the question would be, well, damn, Devin, you did that. What happened to the power? So I'm gonna say, any sport that you play, everybody knows defense wins championships. So in order to win championships, he became more of a defensive fighter. So he's not putting his all into his punches because that could leave you vulnerable. So you see Shakur and Devin, they're more defensively responsible. So they're not just putting it back into the punch because that would leave them in a vulnerable space. So when Devin moved up from 135 to 140, Regis did not walk through no punch. He walked through now punch. Matter of fact, he looked like he got beat the fuck up. So I'm saying for Brian Norman, do not go in there thinking Devin don't got no power. I think that's a novice thing to think just because he don't got knockouts. Because Lamont Roach ain't got a lot of knockouts, but he showed good power in there with Tank. So I'm saying I don't think they should think like that. And yes, will he knock you out? The chances are not, but you stay on your game plan because all he got to do is outpoint you. Brian Norman got to land power on a moving target. This target is going to be moving. So his game plan going to be important. Like I said, you got to have an exit strategy. Devin Haney going to exit right or he going to exit left. You got to have a plan if he exit left. You got to have a plan if he exit right. Don't let Devin outsmart you in the fight. You see what I mean? Don't let him because you're trying to land power. But it's a great fight, man. I ain't even picking no winner yet. It's 50-50, man. I'm just ready for them boys to show up and show out.
Hey, Rich, real quick.
Yeah.
When the last time you seen Devin when the heat was on exit left or right? He usually exits straight back because he's more athletic and younger and bigger than the guys he's fighting. That's not gonna be this time.
And you're right about that. You're right, but I'm thinking with what happened with Garcia. What would you gotta think? A lot of people are like, oh, he fighting Brian Norman. Oh, Brian Norman got power. Well, he was supposed to rematch Ryan Garcia, who also has power. What was gonna be his plan for Ryan Garcia? What was gonna be his plan? I'm assuming you can't make
Jose Ramirez with the same plan he had for Jose Ramirez. Run.
But we gotta think about what you said. He gonna run. Okay, so what I'm thinking he gonna learn from the Ryan Garcia not to pull straight back there. He's gonna pivot left or right because he got to get out of there, right? He got to get out of there. What I'm saying, Brian Norman got to be ready for it. Don't let him pity pat you, jab, right hook. Then he get out of there and you don't land no punch. You don't land no punch. So yeah, so I'm just saying it's gonna be a good fight, man. It's gonna be a good fight. The odds got Norman slightly favored, and I think that's about right, man. It's not a runaway for Norman. He got to show us what he made of, man, and we're gonna see.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm from Atlanta, so I'm pulling for Norman. I'm pulling for him. But you know, I don't think it's gonna be easy.
I'm not gonna say it's gonna be like a complete wash. Like I said, it's either gonna go to decision or Devin's getting knocked the fuck out. And if it goes to
Yeah.
decision, I got Devin. But if I'm being honest with y'all, I think that y'all completely underrated Brian Norman's footwork. I think y'all completely underrated his speed. So I don't know. We'll definitely see. And like I said, we're gonna see. I want to know who you think will have this son make the better adjustments in that corner, because that was one of my questions too, Rich. Who's gonna provide this son with the better corner instructions?
Norman,
That's
Norman,
also
definitely
important.
Norman,
Mm-hmm.
definitely Norman. So I do think
Mm-hmm.
Junior got an advantage because he got Norman in his corner, definitely.
Okay. Okay. That's honest. Smoke
Yeah.
session. What's up? Smoke. What's good?
I
You
got
on mute?
Norman. I got Norman.
Huh?
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean,
What do you think about the testing? The eight testings already. Is that excessive or not?
you said what?
He tested 8 times already for this fight. Is that excessive or not?
That's very excessive. But if that's what
Mm-hmm.
that's what Devin wants, so he can feel happy at night, so he can sleep better. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Heard.
Rich, you're laughing crazy. I agree. I think that's completely excessive. I think they're weaponizing Vada. And I think that how many times has Devin tested? We don't even know how many times he's tested. You know what I'm
Man,
saying? So
that nigga scared, man. That's crazy.
Rich, you get on my damn nerves.
8 times?
Yeah,
God. I think
8
that's the
times.
strategy, man. That'll throw you off, man. That'll get you mad too, frustrated.
Yeah, I think that's
Like,
what their intent is, to frustrate him to the point where he doesn't want to even fight him anymore. But I'm glad and big up to the Normans that ain't letting that happen. We ain't letting you wiggle out of this, my boy. Come get this smoke November 22nd. Let's get
It
this
sounds
smoke.
crazy because it's like you're gonna say somebody small, but then when you see him, you like, why he's so cut up? What the what? Maybe you ain't never seen a country nigga before, like a real
I'm
country
trying
nigga.
to tell you. I'm trying
Maybe
to
you ain't
tell you,
never
them
really
country niggas,
seen
boy.
one. But you about to fight one. You about to find out what it looked like firsthand. And he loved to counter the jab, which is your best punch. So I just want to see the shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I find that completely excessive. 8 goddamn times, bro. And don't they have to get tested the night of the fight too?
Yeah, I think they I think they do. Yeah, they definitely get tested the night of the fight and after the fight.
So goddamn, we at 8 already and we a month out. So I wonder how many more times before the fight you gonna make the boy test, and then you gotta test after the fight and right before. Like,
Well, that
come
was a
on,
mental
bro.
play. It's a mental play. They trying to mess with his mind. Imagine you training and every time you look up somebody coming in, you gotta go take a test. They're trying to throw him off. You
Yeah,
know, you know.
I know, I know. But that's what I'm saying. Though I'm glad that shout out to them. They're not letting that shit work. You know what I'm saying? They ain't having it. You
Well, let
not
me ask you
wiggling
this
out of
question.
this shit.
Well, let me ask you this question, Jad. Okay, Devin moves up
Huh?
and faces, probably the most feared puncher at 147. If he
Okay.
loses this fight, does he lose points by taking on a fight that he really didn't have to take on?
He does have to take this fight. That's the thing, though. Where else he gonna go? Who else is gonna give him a big money fight?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. But I do think, if he loses this fight, I don't think it really diminishes him to me. Because like you say, you probably should be fighting somebody else anyway first. That Ramirez wasn't good enough for me.
That wasn't it.
But yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But like you
that
say, it's
wasn't it.
about the money though. That's who we're paying the
Yeah.
money. That's who you gonna make the money for. So it is what it is.
Yep. Yep. But no, I don't really think he has any other options. And with them working very closely with Turkey Al-Sheikh, and he's the one funding the fights, he kind of got to do what he says. You know what I'm saying? That's what I don't understand when niggas run around here with that DHP shit. Where's DHP money? Where they bread at?
Yeah.
Damn,
Huh?
all that money going in Devin pocket and Devin and Bill pocket. We know what Bill do with it. I mean, now we know what Devin been doing.
Stop it, smoke session. Stop it. We're not gonna do all that.
We know where the money went at. What DHP
Okay.
fighter you see fight? That's what I'm just asking. What
Huh?
DHP fighter? What DHP fighter you seen fight and why?
I know he had two. I know Amari is now signed with Top Rank. The other one I think still fights on Pro Box, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I mean, he doesn't really have a big stable. I think it's really just mainly him that's really active, super active. I really don't know if there's any others. I doubt it though. You know what I mean?
That's like having a record label and you the main and only artist.
Oh my God, y'all terrible, man. No, but honestly, so if y'all heard Isley, and y'all heard Elijah Flores. What do y'all think of their assessments of sparring with both men? I mean, Isley, I don't know if he said jab one more damn time, I was gonna lose my mind. Because he said he got a jab and he got good. What do you say? Defense or whatever the case may be. So I don't know.
So
I think
I missed it. What exactly did he say? What did he say about it?
all right, hold on. I'll play it again because I want y'all to hear this. So we're gonna start with Troy Isley first.
Obviously, Devin, moved up into the weight division pretty quickly.
Yeah.
How do you when you've been in the ring with like Terrence, Boots, all these guys that are like officially at 54? Um, you tell me, how does he fill into this welterweight division?
I feel like he feeling good. I feel like he feeling good as far as his body build. He's physically strong. I mean, he's not the biggest puncher, you know what I'm saying, but he gonna feel into the weight good. You know what I'm saying? Punching ain't everything. So you feel me? It's about skill.
Tell me, what's you've been in there with everybody. I mean, what does Devin do in the ring that, makes him, Devin?
I mean, Devin. So like, I mean, with Devin like so smaller. So I'd be like, what he did a couple things that kind of reminded me of Floyd, sort of say. I'm not calling him Floyd, but he did a couple things like hitting you after like the reset. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't really know how to explain it, but I feel like Devin was a great fighter, and for real, he got good jab, and he got great distance.
Tell me, when you say on the post, helping legends, is that what you believe in Devin? Do you feel like he's a legend in the sport or on his way to be?
Yes, I do.
Tell me, what sets him apart from some of these other guys that you've been able to share the ring with, that you say that?
He got great ring IQ. He been in there with some of the greats. He can box. He got great distance. He got a good jab, and he got good defense. And I mean, yeah, he just Devin.
What do you think of that?
I think that's
To
honest.
me, he didn't
I think
provide
it's
no goddamn answer. Am I crazy?
no, but what could he say? I mean, he said he didn't have great power, but everything else is. I mean, everybody with power don't win, man. I mean, you don't need a whole bunch of power. The IQ will beat power. You see what I mean? Um, but the jab, I think people think about Crawford versus even Spence or Canelo. He won because of the jab. If you're a guy throwing a really good jab, then the opponent got to work his way around the jab. So he got to change the way he fight to get around the jab. So that's Devin. I mean, that's Devin's biggest weapon. It's the jab. He got to have that jab pumping all night and make Norman feel like, how do I get around the jab? You see what I mean?
But he has to come in to jab because Norman's arm reach is longer, so he has to come in to jab, does he not?
So that's true. So that's why I say, to me, this is the Norman show. We gonna see how Norman deal with what's considered a high class fighter with a good jab. How are you gonna get around it? What are you gonna do? Damn what Devin do. What are you gonna do to catch up with him? What you gonna do to stop him? Because we often complain about fighters can't cut the ring off, they can't do this. So we get to see what Norman can do, how he handles it. So that's what we get to see.
Mm.
I don't think
What's
it's a definite answer with how he
no,
handles it.
no,
He just got
before
to
you
figure
jumped
it
off
out.
That brings me back to my other question: who's going to provide the better corner work? And you said B. Norman. So I mean, it is what it is, guys. I mean, I'm just genuinely asking because these are some questions that thought of while I was watching some of these interviews. And Elijah Flores posed that question. It's going to all come down to basically who can adjust the best. And we've seen when Devin is in trouble, the kind of corner work or the kind of corner instructions that Bill provides. So it's going to be up to him to figure this shit out. Not saying that, he can't, or not to say he's dumb or anything like that, because I don't think that at all. What I'm saying is, if in trouble, who is going to be guided better to get themselves and their son out of hot water?
Yeah, I definitely trust Norman. He a boxer. He gonna understand. I definitely trust Norman Senior to make any adjustment that need to be made. But I'm gonna say this when it comes to a power punch. Let me give you a perfect example. Remember, okay, Boots just knocked Lima out, right? And it looked well, but he didn't look as well against Karen, right? So ask yourself, what was the
The
difference
second
between
fight.
what the
The
hell did
second
Karen
fight.
do? Okay, well, okay, either one of the fights, what you would say is what did Karen do where Boots couldn't catch up with him? Well, Karen was just pivoting. See,
That's
he'll
what I just
jab,
said. He's going to
shoot the
have to
right,
force
and he'll
Brian to
pivot.
reset. He's going to have to force
Okay,
Brian to reset.
exactly. So that's all I'm saying. Devin can take from that and just, bruh, throw your shots and pivot out of there. That's not really running. You're making them reset. Just pivot out to your left or right and pivot out. And as you pivot out, hit him with a jab as he turns. It could be a high IQ fight for Devin that I think he could definitely, for 7 rounds, can he win 7? Definitely. And I think Norman got to be aware of that don't let him outpoint you, man. Keep up with the points.
Well,
Keep up with the points.
that's definitely going to be his game because he can't knock him out, so he's going to have to outpoint him. I don't think anyone is crazy enough to think Devin is going to knock Norman out. Anybody who thinks that needs medical attention immediately. But I
Hey,
will
but
say
then he
this.
dropped Regis. Then he dropped Regis.
Regis was 140 pounds that night, and Devin was 160 something pounds. This is the shit I'm talking about. That extra weight definitely did help. Okay, not to mention Devin is, he was Victor. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And Regis may not be punching like Brian Norman. Now, also, we have to worry about Devin's sturdy chin. We need to worry about that. He's susceptible to left hooks. We got to worry about that. There's several things that Brian Norman can capitalize on. Now, Devin, on the other hand, he's going to have to stick and move. You are 100% correct on that because getting engaged in a firefight with Brian Norman Jr. would be probably the stupidest thing that he could do.
Okay, hey, so check this out. Let me tell you something. When you're dealing with a power guy, Brian Norman got power in both hands, right? So if you look at his stance, right, I call him Marvin Hagler mixed with Better Beef. When guys got power in both of their hands, sometimes they have a tendency to square up. If Devin is smart enough, he could pivot 1 or 2 times away from Brian Norman, pivot again, and then the next time shoot a straight right down the middle and catch Brian Norman sleeping. Because that's really what he did to Regis. I understand the weight thing, but that's all that really happened. He snuck a straight right hand down the middle. I think
So
that
you think
if
Regis' skills and Brian Norman's skills are the same? Rich, can you hear me?
Who'd you say?
I'm talking to two Rich.
Oh.
Do you think their skills are the same? Because I see you keep going back to the Regis fight, and coincidentally, that's the only fight that Devin looked amazing in, which I find interesting. But you keep going back to that fight, so I will ask you: do you think Regis and Brian Norman Jr. fight the same? Okay, so I don't know if Too Rich needs to go out and come back or what he got going on because I can't hear a damn thing he's talking about if he's talking at all. But smoke session, Rich, Cuss, since he keeps mentioning this damn Regis fight, do y'all think Regis and Brian Norman Jr. fighting style mirror each other?
No, no, I don't. Um, for a couple reasons, but I'll give you one main reason. Brian Norman Jr. is more so in his prime. Regis, who has been battle tested a few times, and even though he was in a weight class up on Devin Haney, but Devin Haney's a naturally bigger guy. You see how he came in and was weighing. He outweighed Regis that night, his first fight at 140. So no, so it's a big difference. And I don't get it, man. That's why I can't wait for this fight, Jab Queen. Some
Yeah.
questions that I have is going to get answered, and
Yeah.
and for some fans' sake, I won't say who they are because they know who they are. Woo 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 woo. I feel like it's gonna be an Antonio Tarver type of night. Aftermath.
Well, I hope
And
that'll
any
be tough.
excuses?
Both.
It's gonna be something. I can't wait.
Well, you know what? I will say this, right? I'm not giving Devin no chance, right? Because I don't, even though I don't think he's like all this elite, I don't think he's a bum either. You know what I'm saying? So this is definitely going to be a showcase. I feel like for both of them because he's going into a dangerous fight. And I hate when people just say, oh, you know, the power, because that's not all that Brian Norman has, right? And in order to land that power, as I said earlier, you got to have some sort of ring IQ. You got to have some sort of ring generalship to cut the ring off to be able to land your goddamn punch. You got to have some sort of timing. So, I mean, I just don't understand why people just think that when somebody has power, that throws everything else out the goddamn window. Your power is only effective if you can land it, right? You know what I'm saying? So, I just don't understand this. Hey,
Hey,
Auntie
can you
Baby,
hear
how
me
you
now?
doing? Make sure y'all smash that like button. Yeah, we can hear you. You went out. I was like, I know you ain't running away. I know what you
No,
doing
no, no.
last week.
I
Get in
hit the
here.
button on my phone.
It's
Hey,
okay. But yeah, answer the question.
oh, so what I'm saying is, with Brian Norman, you got to think about that. He's young. He's 24. He's developing. We're learning who he is. I think Regis was more established about who he was, but we're just gonna watch Brian Norman. What he got to do is take Devin Jab away. How is he gonna do it? I'm just interested to see how he does it. Now, I don't think you just touch Haney and knock him out. No, you got to set that up. He got to set the knockout up. Something the only Ryan Garcia could do, and we know he was geeked up.
Well,
So
I
we
don't know
just
about
got to
all
see
that.
it.
But hold on, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all smash the like button. We are missing 10 likes. Y'all smash the like button. Y'all make sure to support the channel and the grind. Now, Too Rich, you are saying that the only person to do that was Ryan and he was geeked up. So I will ask you this, right? The rounds that Devin won, was the juice not working? Or like, how does that all work out?
Well, because when you're on drugs like that, it has a rolling effect. So the energy comes
You need to
in and
stop
out.
this
So,
shit.
hey,
Too Rich,
Ryan
please.
he would be high, then he would be low. Then he would be high
Stop it.
again, then he would be low. So it was waving. It was waving for Ryan.
Cocaine, sir. That don't sound like no damn Ostarine. That sound like cocaine, sir.
And that's all drugs. That's really all drugs, to be
Oh,
honest
stop
with
it. Stop it. So you telling me Devin fought his fight?
you. No, he didn't. We know he didn't. He tried to step to Ryan. He didn't do no pivoting. He didn't do nothing smart in that fight. So we know that though. But we know that. But if we're gonna take that, we also gotta
So
take
that
what Ryan
also
said that
attributed, hold on, that attributed to his loss as well, did it not?
yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Okay. So we're not going to hang this whole hat on Ryan because Devin did not fight his own fight. He got his ass knocked down and got up and started trying to get his get back. That was the problem. He's susceptible to left hooks. He has no head movement. The nigga jumped straight back after throwing that bow and arrow punch. These things contribute to him getting his ass.
Hey, well, but I'm gonna tell you like this, right? Sometimes you're right. Okay, y'all say Devin wasn't fighting guys his size. I think he was, but in his last few fights, the last 5 fights, he was definitely fighting smaller guys, right? So the way you all you gotta do is
All the
step
time.
back and lean back, right? Against a smaller guy, you step back and you lean back. We saw Lennox Lewis do that all the time because we see Boots do that. That's why he get caught sometimes because he's used to leaning back because he's fighting smaller guys. Okay, you got in there with somebody your size and they could touch you from distance. I get that, but also I think if he would have fought Ryan that fought Rolly, I think he beat that version of Ryan.
But so here, you know what?
Okay, right. Devin is this guy that y'all think he is, right? What happened in the Ramirez fight? What happened? Some can say arguably in the Loma fight. Loma is yes a smaller guy, but Loma was working at it.
Well, Ramirez with PTSD. We know that. That was PTSD. We
Come
know that.
on, bro. So you think
That
we're
was
not gonna go into a
PTSD.
fight with Brian Norman Jr. with PTSD? Knowing that this is a guy equally as dangerous, if not more dangerous than Ryan, definitely got more skills than Ryan Garcia. You don't think he's gonna have PTSD, then? You don't think he's gonna be running around that ring with his hands in his pocket, scared of what's coming back?
He might. He might, but we don't know till we see it. We don't know. I think the think about it from Devin's point of view. Switch your point of view to Devin's point of view. You're fighting a
Okay.
guy that's unproven and been fighting bombs. What are you worried? Yeah, he got power, but okay,
I know
okay,
you
he got
didn't just
power.
say that. Okay.
But that's what I'm talking about. That's Devin's point of view. This guy's not on my level. There's no reason why he
Mm.
shouldn't think that. There's no reason why he shouldn't think that. So I think that's
My
how he goes in the fight.
question
I'm
is
gonna
this: what
teach
level
this
is
guy.
he on? What
Huh?
level is he on? Y'all
I mean,
saying
Devin
fight
Haney is
all
the
the time.
youngest
What
undisputed
level is
champion. He's the
you gotta stop
youngest
this shit.
undisputed
You gotta
champion.
stop. You have to stop this. You have to stop because first of all, it's Gabriel Fundora, if I'm not mistaken. It's the
Well,
youngest undisputed champion.
male.
Whatever. How did he? Okay, we're not gonna go down this whole rabbit hole. Let's do this. I will say this, right? The questions that I posed to y'all, you answered those questions. I think Smoke, you answered, and I think Rich and Crush, I think y'all answered those questions too, right? But so let's move the conversation on because the question was who's going to give the best corner instructions if their fighter is in trouble, and we had the excessive testing for 8 goddamn times already before the fighting began, and we're still a month out. So we all agree that that's excessive, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Correct.
Rich,
Correct.
Rich, Rich. Okay, so I'm
Yeah, yeah,
assuming
yeah,
that Rich
yeah.
agrees.
You
Okay,
hear me?
so we all agree that that's excessive. Yes, baby, I can hear you. We all agree that that's excessive. We all agree that Brian Norman will provide the better corner work if for whatever reason their fighter is in trouble. Now, let's move the conversation. I know y'all do not care or y'all think it's no big deal. What do we think about Shakur entering Jake Paul's training camp, and what do we think he's going to contribute to this training camp?
Well,
Nothing.
I say this. It's a double-edged sword, right? Because y'all convinced us that Boots was just going to get good work from Canelo. So if Shakur is wrong, then Boots is wrong for the same thing. So whichever way y'all want to go with it, it don't really matter to me. But I do think
I asked you
Shakur.
what you think. I don't care about what
Okay.
nobody else thinks. I'm talking to the people on my panel who had the nuts to click the link and have the conversation. What do you think about the situation? Because I know what I heard when Boots went to go fight with Canelo. I could barely get off YouTube without hearing that Boots is a sellout, calling him all kind of names. So I just want to know where's the smoke for Shakur Stevenson for doing the exact same thing that Boots was criticized for. That's all I want to know.
It's against Tank, so it's warranted. I
Mm,
guess. I
talk
guess.
about it, smoke.
When it's against Tank,
Mm.
it don't count. But anybody else.
Turn your camera on, baby. I've never seen you before. I don't know who you are. Hold on, smoke, not you, baby. Humble Brim. I think that's your name. You got to turn your camera on, baby.
Oh yeah, you gotta turn the
So
camera
I
on,
can
bro.
see you a human.
Nobody trying to get
Okay.
flagged.
You can turn it off now. Yeah, I ain't trying to get flashed. Okay, finish up, Smoke. Go ahead, and then we'll go to you, Humble Brim. Go ahead, Smoke.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, when it comes to Tank, it I mean, it is what it is, man. That's what it is when you the guy. It is what it is. Heavy the head that wear the crown. Everybody think they want the crown till they put it on and they 2 inches shorter. Shit different.
Mm. Humble Brim, what's up, baby? Welcome to
How
the
you doing,
panel.
Jared Queen? You a busy lady. You putting in that work.
I'm trying.
In regards to the whole, sparring partner thing, I thought anybody that had an issue Boots working with Canelo, I thought that was kind of asinine. I mean, listen, it's
Me
good work.
too.
I mean, this on code for that is goofy talk to me.
Yup.
Now
Me
here's part of the difference. Boots reached out to Canelo in regards to like Raymond Ford and Shakur. Jake Paul reached out to them. And they're putting in work. And I didn't know that they owed Tank any loyalty ties. So I have no issue in regards to any of them. And the people that have issues, if the Bud fans had issues with it, I thought that was dummy talk. And anybody that's a Tank fan right now have an issue with that, I think that's just a continuation of dummy talk.
Dummy talk. And I couldn't agree with you more. The only reason I asked is because it was such outrage when Boots did it. I was like, well, damn, I didn't hear a word about Shakur doing it. Is that all because we don't really think he's going to offer anything, or what seems to be the issue? But since you're up here, Huffle Brim, I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked the rest of the panel. Do you think that them testing Brian Norman Jr. already 8 times is excessive? And if either of these young men are in trouble in that ring during that fight on the 22nd, whose father do you think will provide the better corner instruction?
Um,
Crown Jewel, what's up with you? Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button on y'all way in the building.
the
Go ahead.
testing is expected.
I did, Queen.
The testing is expected no matter how many times it is. You just deal with it. That just comes with the territory. At the end of the day, I mean, you can't cry and complain with it. This is what you signed up for, right? So that's all good. Now when it comes to the corner, Norman Sr. has more experience being as a former fighter, but I'm not going to deny that when it comes to the Haneys, they game plan very, 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 very well. It's one of their strengths is that they really game plan well. So I'm not going to say it's a gigantic advantage one way or the other, but I do think that mental edge is in Norman's favor. So I think if you're dealing with circumstances within the fight and you're giving corner advice, I think that Norman will probably have an easier time making an adjustment if he's dealing with a circumstance in comparison to Haney. Because if Haney's dealing with a circumstance fighting Norman, that spells trouble for him. Because I don't think I mean, some people do, but I'm not sitting here thinking that Haney's going to knock out Norman and have Norman in trouble, because Haney hasn't knocked anybody out since LeBron was playing for the Cavaliers, since Kawhi was at Toronto, so I don't think that's the issue. The issue for Norman is, being able to cut off the ring, not letting Devin reset him consistently. Because one thing that Devin has to do is that he has to have phenomenal time, and he has to take a page from Terrence Crawford's book and use a little bit of everything. He can't fight like he did against Ramirez and get away with it, because Ramirez is on the back end of his career. He's on hole 17 out of 18 if we was breaking it down for golf. So, Devin needs to have phenomenal timing because he doesn't have the reach advantage, so he can't just keep him at the end of the stick. So he has to use it wisely. He has to time wisely and then get out the way and then utilize quality footwork in resetting Norman and allowing himself to get comfortable within the fight. And Norman has to make Devin uncomfortable at all times. He can't let Haney get settled into the fight and get into a groove.
I agree with that 100%. Nick, to answer your question, that is my question. Are they both being tested equally? Because all I heard was about Brian Norman being tested 8 times already. We haven't heard anything about Devin's test, although we never do. So that's definitely an interesting question that I will try my best to be nosy and get answered. What's
No,
up,
but
Rich?
now I wanted to say something to the guy that was just talking.
Humble Brim. His name is Humble Brim.
Yeah, Humble Brim. Yeah, the thing about it is you bring up the Ramirez fight, and then we could bring up the Regis fight, then we could bring up the Ryan fight, then we could bring up the Loma fight. Like Devin fought like different ways in like damn near most of those fights. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you don't really know what he's gonna come with, and I feel like that's kind of the good thing about it. That kind of keeps Brian Norman. Like the Brian Norman guy stay sharp because he don't know what he really gonna come with. You get what I'm saying? Not saying that I do got Devin winning for right now, but I don't.
Oh, mute your mic, nigga. Mute your mic. No, we're not doing it. No, I'm just
No, I'm
kidding.
saying,
Go ahead, Rich.
I'm saying for right now, I got him winning. I might have him getting knocked out
I'm just kidding,
a
Rich.
couple
You
more
know,
weeks.
probably you won't winning.
But what I'm saying is that we don't know. We don't know what he's gonna bring. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of feel like that's the good thing about it. You know what I'm saying? So,
It's good in a sense,
Rich,
but it's a yes and no.
hold on. You know what, Rich? You got a good point. We don't know which Devin is going to show up, but I think that goes more towards his mental state than anything else, right? Because training is training. You can whatever, but mentally, what Devin is going to show up. I think that ultimately that's going to determine the fight. So that's a good point. That's a good point. No Cap was good with you. Blue Hustle man. Let's get you in here. Thomas, I got you next, and then we're going to you, no cap, because I know you're gonna be long-winded and hateful. So we're gonna save you for last. Blue Hustle Man, where you at? Where you been, baby?
What's good with your queen? How you been? How
What's
you been? How
working
you
with
been?
you? Working,
I
working,
want to
working,
say
baby.
one thing. Hey, I've been looking for a certain person to do my push-ups, but he won't even go on his own. He won't even go on his own channel anymore. It's like
You talking about
he been away
Tony?
for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
You already know.
Exactly.
You, you
Tony was on
already
here.
know.
He was on here last week.
Yo,
He was on here
bro,
last
what's
week.
up, homie?
But see, that's the point I'm trying to make. You know what I'm saying? I had a phone call, so I had to, I couldn't sit there and watch him. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
When he was
okay.
doing, he said he did 200, so that don't count. He know he's supposed to, but he knows he's supposed to do it when I'm like acknowledging him. You see what I'm saying? So for him to sit there and act like he's gonna get away with 200, nah, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna
Blue
work.
Hustle Man,
But
what you got for the show? We ain't talking about no damn Tony. Tony ain't on the panel.
oh, you already know. You already know. But yeah, Quinn, you up here cooking, you over here doing your thing. But what you got for me? What you got for me? I heard what was going on and everything like that. What you want me to answer first?
Well, okay, well, do you think 8 times already for this fight is excessive? We don't know if they both have tested. Shout out to Nick J. She made a good point. We don't know if they're both testing. I just know that Brian Norman Sr. said that Brian Norman Jr. has been tested 8 times already. And if they are in trouble in that corner, whose corner do you think will provide the better instruction to get their son out of trouble?
Well, so to me, if you want my personal opinion, what you do, um, I'm gonna say it like this: it's not excessive because that's what he signed up for, and they said that I believe
And
they
you know
have a
what?
total of
I
16.
disagree. I disagree because he signed
I
the
got
bottom is
you.
8 weeks. They already agreed to 16. Now you want the boy testing every other goddamn day? Is your raggedy ass testing every other goddamn? This is ridiculous.
I understand what you're saying, but you got to look at it what it is. This is at the top of the game, and they're worried about him doing certain things, and they signed up for it. They
Oh,
knew what they
please.
was getting into. So the only reason why I'm saying no is because they knew what they were getting into. Yes, but from my real perspective, like just not off the strength of like if I was just looking at it from just me being me, man, yes, that's excessive. Yes, very excessive. But he signed up for it. He wants this fight. He wants to prove himself. He's focused, and I don't think anything can get him off. It's so excessive to where if it was somebody else and he wasn't so focused, they might be kind of thrown off by this. It could affect him. You know what I mean? But this man is very focused and he ain't worried about it. That's the only reason why I'm saying no. If he
Okay.
was worried about it, or heard certain things going on, I'd be like, yeah. But I don't hear none of that, and I don't even see it. And I hear the man dropping gems and giving people advice. You see what I'm saying when
Yeah.
it comes to being focused and everything like that. So it's like if he wouldn't be able to do all those things. So that's the only reason why I'm saying that. So I like what I see, basically what I'm saying. So and uh, and and and, and what was the other thing you said? The other question?
If they're in trouble in that ring, whose corner do you think will provide the better instruction to get their son out of trouble?
I'm gonna go with Norman. And because you have the fighter side and then seeing what happened before with Ryan Garcia and just using that right there, I thought that it should have been handled a lot differently when it came to the corner on Bill's side, and it wasn't, and so Bill did do some things that was okay in my book when he had that fight with Ryan. But other than that, I'm gonna say Brian Norman. You know what I mean? The senior, I think he's gonna be better. They got the better coaches side, but it can just like Brim said that they know what they're doing and they know how to they are very good at with planning things out. And I will agree with that. So you can really say, but if it really comes down to a sticky situation, I'm leaning towards Norman because he seems like he has a confidence in both himself and his son. You know what I'm saying? He talks with confidence. It's not like, and he speaks facts. He always try to bring facts to the table. So I don't know. I believe Norman's side would be the best in that
Okay. Thomas
situation.
Hill, baby. Talk to me.
Yeah, what's good with you, Jab? Salute to the
What's
panel.
going on?
Shout out my good brother Crush. Rich, you know you my guy, and I want to talk. Shout out to Brim. Shout out No Cap. Shout out Smoke. Um, my man in the middle, I don't know the icon, but shout out to you and shout out to the
This
people in
is
the chat.
humble friend.
Oh, Brim, that's Brim. Who's the B? Oh, that's Blue. My bad. My bad. Blue.
This
And shout
nigga,
out to
this
Blue.
nigga, boy, this my guy. My guy don't
Come
even
on now,
know
you
who
know Blue
Brim
Husky,
I
Top
did
man.
that on
like.
purpose.
You,
I did
You
that
know
on
Blue
purpose. I
Husky,
did that on
man.
purpose. I did that
ooh.
on purpose because Blue came up here serenading your ass and then was like, "Oh yeah, what you got for me, nigga? You knew what you came up here to talk about." But anyway,
Hey, look, it's her platform, man. I'm gonna let her ask the questions, and I'm just gonna answer
oh
them. You
no,
dig?
and as you should, man. Shout out to the Queen, Jazz Queen. Fantastic job she always do. I'm gonna say this, especially regarding the testing. It is seem like a inordinate amount of testing being done to Brian Norman. I think more so than anything, that just fuels the ego and it just gives him even more confidence that, maybe he thinks they suspect I'm not who I say I am and what I've done in the ring. I don't know if that's going to be a false sense of security or confidence, but I know one thing, he's not phased by it.
Okay.
My man
Right.
is focused and he knows that this opportunity is a huge opportunity. And I don't know how we read it from the other side because we don't know how many times they've been tested. I doubt it's been 8, but even if it has been, one thing we do know, and it's what you said, Devin, his conditioning gonna be apex. He's always in tip top condition. His
Yeah,
conditioning,
definitely.
his conditioning
He
has
has an
saved
amazing
him.
gas tank. He definitely has an amazing gas tank. That's for
Oh,
sure.
absolutely. Like I say, man,
He wants, for real.
you can't question his professionalism and his dedication.
No.
That cannot be questioned. Like you
I
said,
agree
though,
with
the
that.
mindset is the
Yeah.
thing that I worry about. So with this testing, I'm not worried about Brian Norman being tested that many times in his mindset. I do a little bit worry about Devin because I know Devin so cares about what people think of him. And the last time he really was in a ring where it was competition, he didn't look so good. And people made jokes and fun of him. And that really shook him, shook his foundation. But the fighter, nah. If he's tip top in his mind, then I believe he'll be fine in that ring. And I think he'll do fine. Much better than many people will think. But like you said, it all depends on whether or not he is in the right mindset. Because Rick Tim said something very vital in the chat. He said, we talking about practice. And if you're going to be prepared, you best believe I'm coming prepared. I'm going to do everything I can do to be ready for this opportunity for me to shine. So I know Devin will be doing everything that he's willing to do to get himself ready. And that's, I don't have no questions about. Now, as well, when he gets in that
Physically,
moment.
yes. But what can he do mentally to get himself ready? Physically, I have no
Exactly.
doubt that Devin Haney will be in snap shape. But mentally, how is he going to go in that ring?
So mentally, it's like one fighter said to another great fighter that lost by a knockout. He would go back in there and he would have trouble sparring, and it was like because he was worried about getting hit. And the guy had asked him like, "Yo, why am I not doing what everybody else under your tutelage is doing?" Is like, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Once you start believing that you can be okay by taking a punch, none of these people can touch you, and that's one thing that he's got to not worry about: the punch and how it affects him, impacts him. But that he can take
Well,
it, and on top of that, he can deliver it.
only way he's going to know that is if he takes one. And I think that's the hill that we're trying to climb.
Yeah, and that's where the mind games come in. So hopefully he's all right there. And as far as the advisement, man, I mean, Bill has given him some sound advice from time to time, but he has never been a fighter, and he has never really been known for his strategies and his adjustments in the ring. So I would have to tend to favor Brian Norman. And senior in that regard, but I mean, I'm thinking Devin coming ready for this fight. I'm thinking he's gonna come up there and shock a lot of people with his performance, and I think that Brian's gonna have to work for this victory.
Behave, bro. Behave. Okay. Thomas, I like that. I like that assessment. I think that it's fair.
And I think that, my concern is his mental state. And obviously, if he gets in trouble, which is getting caught with some good solid punches, how is he going to react and how is he going to adjust? I think that'll ultimately be the determining factor in this fight. But
Absolutely.
let's go ahead and see what No Cap got to say.
You
Hold
already know
on,
what I got.
only one way to know. I just wonder if the punch resistance will better because he moves up in weight. That's a good yeah. If the punch resistance will be there if he moves up in weight, but I don't know, Nick J, because the punch resistance wasn't there with Ryan. And Ryan's ass probably was big anyway too. They both big as hell fighting that little weight. That's just a pet peeve of mine. But go ahead, No Cap.
Well, you already know what I'm about to say. Devin Haney ain't
Go
shit.
ahead, baby.
Bill Haney ain't
Oh
shit.
my God.
It's gonna be
Oh
an
my
ass
God.
for the
Come
epic
on, No
proportions.
Cap.
Bill Haney don't know
Jesus
shit
Christ.
about boxing. Who they got sparring?
Oh my
He
goodness.
bragging about having Kevin Newman and Troy Isley as
Yeah.
sparring partners. Who he getting ready to fight? Caleb Plant or Brian Norman Jr.? Bill don't know shit about
Oh my
boxing.
goodness.
Devin not gonna be
Oh my
prepared for the B Norm storm. It's gonna be over with. It's gonna be a vicious knockout. We ain't gonna see this guy no more. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't do shit at 140, but he coming to 47 with no tune-up. The nigga really needed a tune-up. He needed to fight a bum like Josh Taylor did. Josh Taylor was undisputed
Oh
at
my God.
140. He couldn't even beat a bum at 147. That shows you the different talent pool at 47 than it is at 140. Especially when you fight bums like Regis Prograis, who never accomplished anything. They just got vacant belts from when Crawford dropped the belts and the division was empty. And now that the division is full again, they irrelevant. Josh Taylor ain't shit. Neither was Regis. Neither was Jose Ramirez. Let's go on to point two. Devin Haney can't take a punch. He got the jaw that's already broken. Ryan already finished his jaw. All the punch resistance he had, Ryan beat it out of him. You can't take that many fucking flush hits. It'd be the same, dog. I don't know why people think this shit a video game. Bill should have threw the towel in when he was just sitting there getting beat on. Ryan Garcia literally had to spare Devin Haney's life in that motherfucking. If Ryan Garcia really didn't like Devin Haney, he could have killed him right there in that ring. That's how much of it he went. He let Devin Haney survive them
Okay,
12
no.
rounds.
Okay, no. All
You know
right.
what I'm saying? He even looked and through his shrugging shoulders like, "Come on, Bill, throw in the towel. I don't want to kill the motherfucker. What you want me to do, Bill?
Oh my
Kill this nigga?"
God.
Because that's what damn sure is
Okay,
going to happen.
baby.
And that's what's going to happen in this fight. Because Brian Norman Jr., you going to be in a coma, Devin. Bill Haney, when Devin is in a coma, and you got to
Oh
sit
my
there,
God.
go
No
live. I
Cap.
want you to go live when Devin is in a coma and explain why you didn't throw the towel in to the people. Because that's what's going to happen, dog. You ain't
Not the
shit.
coma.
You know what I'm saying? I digress from there. Let me take a break because the hate flowing too hard right now.
Oh, I thought I
I
was
mean, really,
diabolical.
let's Jesus Christ. Yes.
Hold on.
Thank you, No Cap, for that colorful soliloquy of I don't know what the hell that was. You said you wanted to say something, Brim? Jesus Christ.
No,
I
that
don't
was
want
that
him
was
to.
me.
I
Oh,
don't want him to be in no
Okay.
doggone coma. I don't want that to happen. And
Yeah, No
I'll say
Cap
that.
is
I just
extreme.
want him to go to
No
sleep,
Cap
have a
is
pillow for for about 5 to 10, about 12, 13 seconds, and then he get up slowly and he continues on and he be good to go. That's all I wish for. I don't wish for no harm. Just a
yeah, No
very
Cap is
temporary.
he's
I
a
don't want
little
him to lose
excessive.
memory for 6 weeks or none of that. Just a little,
Yeah.
just longer than 10. That's it.
You He in
Yeah.
the wrong
Okay,
fight
No
hey,
there,
hey,
Cap.
hold
bro.
on.
Normally,
Hey,
no, you don't
hold on.
give out
Listen
light
to how I
knockouts.
walk.
So, y'all know I don't play all that on my panel. One at a time.
I
Hey,
will
look,
say this though.
all I want to see is this Norman Jr. If I can get this to happen, with exactly what Brian Norman Sr. said, I'm gonna have my son step over, knock your son out, then step over him. That's what I want to see.
Listen, if he said it, he
Lord
meant
have
it.
mercy.
If he said it, he meant it. But this the one last
Oh,
caveat that I want to add. Devin definitely is not going to necessarily make it easy for Norman in that regards because Norman's going to have to go earn it and go take it, right? Um, I just don't think Norman's going in there with a mindset is one punch to knock you out. And I'm not saying he's perturbative, but he has a similar in regards to being able to have power in both hands without sitting on his punches, which gives him the ability to throw combinations because he has to throw combinations. You can't just throw 1-2 because Devin might be good enough to get past the 1-2, but it's the 3-4 to do the damage. So throwing combinations, not having to sit on your punches early in the fight, letting your hands be free and being able to let them go is going to be important in the fight.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Um, okay, who said they was about to say something? Rich, you said something?
No, that was
No,
that was that was
first,
me. I was getting ready to say that.
first time
I
in
I
book.
believe that
Oh,
I believe that Norman is going to come with the combos. He's not going to sit there and load up on this fight like he normally probably would do. Think he's gonna because I think he's just going to be working on cutting off the ring and doing what he's got to do, working on that footwork and just working on cutting off the ring. Now, what I will say is because I keep hearing that everybody's saying that Devin is going to be the one that's basically going to be the fight's going to be easier for versus Norman. I'm gonna say it could go both ways, in my opinion. It can go both ways
this
because
is
Devin
going to
has
be a
to
good
watch out
fight
for being hit.
regardless.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
This is
just
going to
how
be
I
a good
feel.
fight. I give the edge to Norman because I feel like he has more to prove in this fight. Although Devin needs to stay, relevant if we're being honest. So I definitely think that this is going to be a good fight. We're going to see both of their skills. I personally feel this is a good name for both of them to have on their resume, win, lose, or draw. This is a good name for both of them on their resume. It's a step up fight, really, for both of them because all Devin's fights, he's kind of been, he's never been really the underdog in a lot of his fights. Brian Norman Jr., this is a chance for him to see if he can really perform under those bright lights because, well, this will be his first, if y'all want to say real test at 147. These other guys that, he's been fighting, maybe not as slick as Devin, although whatever. But, we're going to see. We tend to see when we get in the ring with one another, how we fare against a style that may similar or may mirror ours. So this is definitely going to be a good fight. I cannot wait to see it, but I am a little concerned about the mental state of Devin Haney going into this particular fight. And having them test excessively speaks a little bit to that. So we will see. We definitely going to see.
Hey, Jab Queen, can I ask everybody a question?
Sure.
Who do y'all feel has the mental edge in this fight? Because I do believe, and especially me speaking on fighters, that boxing is 60 to 80% mental as well. So who do you guys feel have the mental edge going into this fight?
Hold on, guys, before we get into all of that. Shout out to, I'm not gonna do this with y'all tonight. I really am not. Shout out to Slogan one with the $5 in the super chat. Evan should give up on the weight man strength, retire and wait for menopause instead. Shout out to
Oh
Slogan
shit, we about to
one.
make a little change up in here.
And shout out to Cedric the Entertainer. That clip just tickles me. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brim. What was you saying, baby?
No, I asked the question. I just wanted everybody in the panel to answer if who do you believe has the mental edge going into this fight, Norman or Haney? Because I believe, and especially after speaking with boxers, that 60 to 80% of the battle is mental.
Well, that's what I said. I want to know what mental Devin is going to show up fight night. And shout out to Blaze Pound for Pound. He made a very good point. Devin has a lot of things going on outside of the ring that may affect him mentally going inside of the ring and into this fight. I did see a couple of his interviews where he says, Brian Norman, he's good, but who has he fought? I hate when people say stuff like that only because it's like, I get it. We're very jingly and name recognition-y for those of us who are just name recognition people. But if you're looking at fighters and you're looking at their resumes, you may be surprised with, some niggas that they fight got more dog in them because they're not as known and they're trying to be known. So some of these guys take those opportunities and really take them seriously. Look, for instance, look at Resendez against Caleb Plant. You know what I'm saying? Certain fighters, they take their opportunity when they're presented to them and they really capitalize on them. So some of these other guys coming up on some doghouse shit, trying to make a name for themselves or for Brian Norman Jr.'s name that may be bigger than theirs, not as big as Devin's, but bigger than theirs at the time. They be taking these opportunities to really try and give him some good scrap. We never really know what's going on. But to your point, that is a good question. Who's going to have the mental edge? First of all, the fathers, can I say, are carrying the shit out of this fight. The fathers are really the ones keeping this fight like, I can't wait to see this shit. I watch anything I see Bill or I see Brian Norman. They're both always on the Boxing Voice. One or the other is always on Coach Malachi channel, giving us some really good gems and giving us entertainment. So definitely shout out to both Black fathers raising millionaires and about to give us a really good fight on November 22nd, hopefully. But with all that being said, I got to be Norman's phone. I got to go with Brian Norman. I'm sorry. Got to do it.
But mental edge question. Go ahead. Y'all can go around and answer Brim's question if y'all want. Crush, we'll start with you, baby. Who do you think has the mental edge going into this fight?
I'm gonna give it to Brian
All right.
Norman Jr.
Okay.
Brian Norman Jr. Yep.
Okay. Rich, who you think got the mental edge in this fight?
I'm gonna give it to Brian Norman. As far as right now,
Okay.
I think it's 50-50. I don't know. Like people keep saying that Devin Haney didn't have it all, I guess, in the Ramirez fight, but I think that was just his game plan. I think he came out, he wanted to fight like that. I think he really wanted to get that Ryan Garcia fight next. I really feel like that it ain't had nothing to do with mental or nothing. So I think he just came out to fight like that. That's all. So I
Okay.
just give 50 as
Lord
of
have
right.
mercy. I'm gonna regret this. I know it. No cap, baby. No cap. Who has the mental edge in this fight? Please keep your soliloquy to a minimum this time, baby. No cap. We'll skip him. Blue Hustle Man, who has the mental edge in this fight?
I'm gonna give it to I'm gonna give it to Norman. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, well,
Smoke.
you know what? You should be saying, hold on. What it should be said is Devin has the mental edge, but Devin's been through some stuff. In his last fight, I don't know. I didn't see what I wanted to see. So that's why I'm just gonna go what all I see is just a fighter that's focused when it comes to the 24-year-old Norman versus the 26-year-old Devin. So I'm gonna go with Norman.
Okay. I
Devin
think
going to
that
sleep.
Rich. Oh my God. Oh, there you go. No cap. Okay, Devin.
Devin
I
going
mean,
to sleep.
no cap, baby.
Yo, no
Thank
cap.
you. The
I need to
question is
follow your
mental.
socials.
Hold on.
Devin going to
The
sleep.
question is okay. All right. No cap, baby. The question is who has the mental edge?
Brian Norman, of course.
Okay.
You
All
know
right. That was
Devin
the
mentally
question.
weak.
Oh my God.
You know, this how Devin mentally weak. Ryan beat him in the press conference when he fight.
Okay.
He was like,
Okay.
that nigga
No
was like,
cap.
where your mama
So
at?
smoke.
Where your mama at?
Okay.
Devin got
Mm.
emotional. Still up Ryan. Now his mama had to
Oh my
fight,
God.
fighting because he watching Devin get his ass whooped. Whooped your ass in front of your mama. Made your mama faint, nigga. Had your ass twerking, nigga. Nigga, you was face up, face down, ass up in that motherfucker, Devin.
Okay. All right.
We ain't
Okay. We're
forget
gonna
that
move
shit.
on.
I know you ain't forget. Brian Norman,
Okay.
7th round knockout.
All right. So smoke session, baby. Answer the question, please, for this nigga start
I got,
talking again. Smoke.
I got Brian Norman.
Brian Norman. Okay. Okay. That's understandable. So we're all saying Brian Norman has the mental edge in this fight. We don't know who's going to have the physical edge in this fight. We do know that, Devin is training. That's one thing I will say about Devin. He does take his craft very seriously. He's constantly training. I've never heard about him smoking or drinking or anything like that. Neither have I about Brian Norman. So, this definitely, I know Devin's gas tank that nigga got a double gas tank. I've never seen Devin really get tired, which is weird, but I've never seen him get tired. But let's go to Richard's comment, right? Richard passed the comment on the screen. So he says that was not a part of the game plan. Y'all got to stop, go rewatch it, and listen to the corner. He makes an excellent point. And if y'all remember, Shane Mosley after that fight said that was not the game plan that they worked on in practice. So will that happen again? Will you can be amazing in training and sparring, but hold on, Rich, let me finish. Rich, let me finish. You could be amazing in training and sparring, but will you emulate that in the ring?
Yeah, but this is what I got to say to the guy that said that, right? I seen an interview with Bill said, man, that basically they did like a 52 fake out on Oscar De La Hoya and Shane Mosley or whatever. I don't know. He said that basically told him to come in there like that. And then second, I think Devin ain't got, like I said before, it's either Devin ain't got no IQ or he just said, fuck it, I'm going to stick to the game plan because he came out fighting like that. And even when he did hit him with a couple shit, you know what I'm saying, when he didn't want to fight like that, he seen it was easy, but he still chose to fight like that. So I really feel like that it probably wasn't the game plan what he was practicing on in training, but he said, fuck it, I'm going to make it an easy night. and go and get this Ryan fight next. So yeah, I think he did that.
Well,
I don't think that he did no shit like that. That wasn't. I think that really was what he was planning on doing, regardless. 'Cause he could have easily beat him up after 9 to 10 rounds. He could have said, "Damn, I could step on the gas a little bit," but he said, "Fuck it, I'm about to just ride it out for 12 rounds and get paid, and then fight Ryan Garcia next." That's how I think he was looking at it. So I don't know where he come from saying that wasn't the game plan. It probably wasn't the game plan that the other guys had, but what him and Bill had, they was like, "Look, man, fuck what they saying. This is what we gonna do." Yeah.
well, then that's a waste of money because why bring Shane training camp to train you for a damn fight and then you don't fight using the information that you took from him? That's really a waste of money and a waste of other people's time. But nevertheless, okay. You wanted to say something, Brim?
Yeah, I think Devin fighting that way, whether it was planned or not, doesn't do him any justice. And this is the reason why. It's the two components. The first component is you're not using your tools in your tool belt, right? And preparing you for your next fight, no matter who it was. The most important part is getting past what transpired with the Ryan fight, getting yourself a little bit in the mix, engaging to some degree. And he did not do those things. And that's a part of the reason why is because Ramirez could match him lengthwise. So if you have somebody that's matching you lengthwise, you don't really want to engage. You don't want to, you don't want to put yourself in a position to get hit. And if you're doing that and you're fighting the champion here and you're fighting in Saudi Arabia, if you're doing that, you may not be piling up rounds. You may be losing rounds because you're not willing to engage, which can lead to trouble to Devin Haney. Yeah, the saying, it's gonna get spooky out there.
Yeah.
Devin
I think
Haney has no chance.
Oh my God.
I like you, man. Even though you going hard on Devin, and I try to give Devin respect, but I like you because it's Norman over here. You know that. You should already know.
It just is what it is. It's no hard feelings, Devin. You just ain't that guy. Bill didn't put you in the right. You didn't develop to your potential, Devin.
Well,
you didn't reach the potential that you.
What do you mean by that, Cap? What do you mean by that?
Because they spent too much time at 135 weight bullying, fighting bums like JoJo Diaz. Like that's the best name on his resume. Is JoJo Diaz, old ass Linares that been folded like 5 times. Who else think Devin couldn't even fold that nigga? And then you got motherfucking Lomachenko put hands on Devin. I thought Devin was gonna watch Lomachenko. Then I was like, wait a minute, I fell for the okie doke. Devin ain't shit. Because if he was shit, he would have put hands on Lomachenko. He got the longer reach. He bigger than Lomachenko. Lomachenko older. He couldn't do. And he in there getting fucked up by Loma. You know what I'm saying? Get this nigga up out of here, dog. Talking about the Super Bowl of boxing. Talking about this nigga beat Floyd Mayweather. That nigga ain't do shit with Floyd Mayweather, Bill. Nigga ain't do shit, nigga. They can't do shit with Loma, nigga. Then who else we got? Regis Prograde. The fucking human punching bag. Nigga got 2 bricks for feet. Got what was the last? The others are paid to beat him up in the fight prior. You know what I'm saying?
No, it was Zorilla. He looked bad at his homecoming fight versus Zorilla.
Yeah, Zorilla. That dude Zorilla put hands on Prograde. And then man, Devin couldn't even get him out of there, dog. He dropped him, but he couldn't even get Regis out of there. Regis wasn't even doing nothing. He couldn't even get him out of there. And then what happened? He talked all that shit with Ryan. Got his ass beat.
Okay, hold on now. Let me ask you something. Do you think that he had a game plan, but when Ryan hit him, he knocked all his senses?
No, he didn't have no game. Who gave him a game plan? Bill don't know shit about boxing.
No, he was training with Sugar Shane. He was training with Sugar Shane. That's why Shane said that was not the game plan. Shane said what he did.
That's what Ramirez though. I thought he said Ryan. My bad.
No, I'm saying when Ryan hit him, do you think the whole game plan went out the damn window and he went into survival mode?
Ryan, he was winning the fight after the first time he got rocked.
I'm saying
he was winning the fight until the first knockdown.
Yeah, every time Ryan,
you can't say it was just the game plan. It was working. He just got his ass whooped.
Okay, so when he got
yeah,
you're right.
No, I don't think that he stuck to his game plan. You're right. After he got hit, so who knows?
No, he did not stick to the game plan. He went in there. Well, I mean, you know what? He didn't and he did. Because he didn't and he did. He was supposed, I believe he was going to go in there move around, stay in the pocket with him here a couple times, and then keep move around. But then when he ended up getting clipped, it kind of threw his game plan off to where Ryan was forcing him to basically fight because Ryan was slowing down. Ryan wasn't looking that good either because he was seeing he was getting tired. And so that's what Devin Haney would try to turn up on him because he saw that he was getting tired and try to fight back. So
I feel
I
like
don't
he
know. I
wrote the
just
Devin in there to me. Like he looked like he wrote Devin in there to do something. He could take his punch and then, bing, let him think he was, a little confident, and then sat him on his pockets.
Well, you know what it is? I don't know. I don't think that maybe Devin was ready, and I think maybe he was a little gun shy after, the situation with Ryan. So we're gonna see how he goes into this fight. With Brian Norman, we're gonna see what Devin shows up if he's gonna be gun shy. Hopefully, they're developing some sort of game plan that's gonna help him, in that ring. Honestly, I really don't know. This is a good fight. I know who I want to win, but I don't know who's going to win. None of us do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been upsets all the damn time. So none of us know who's absolutely going to win. But just from everything that we see from, both of their last performances, we see who's going into this confident. One of them is coming off of a knockout victory and one of them is coming off of a performance that didn't look that great. I know some of y'all think a win is a win, but a win, even though you win, it can also lower your stock if your performance is not there. Just like a lot of people can gain more support if they lose in great fashion. Like I was not a fan of David Morrell until I saw him fight David Benavidez. Yeah, he lost. But after that, I was like, oh, okay, he got a little dog in him. You know what I'm saying? So, from there, I've been checking for him periodically. Resendez, the fight with what's his name? My boy, Plant. You know what I'm saying? I never knew who the hell Resendez was or was really checking for him, but I'm like, okay, he got a little fight in him, even though, my boy, he suffers from being gassed very quickly. I don't know what the hell they can do about that, but a couple fighters need to get that together. Working on the gas tank. But it's just it's sometimes it's how you lose too. You know what I mean? Even if you lose, sometimes it's how you lose. You know? And I really want to say this, and this is the last thing because we can ready to shut it down. I don't know when it became this thing that all of a sudden if you lose, you're a bum, right? I believe as much as I love Mayweather, he started this shit because there have been plenty of greats in our past who have multiple losses on their record. If you are in there fighting another one of those ones, you are going to take a loss. Only you retire with 50 and 60 O's with names on your resume I can't fucking pronounce. We got a problem. So
No, but
Rebel, I don't know who you are, baby. Hold on, Rick. I don't know who you are. You got to turn your camera on so I can see who you are, baby, before I let you on my panel. And then I'll go back to you, Rich. Why you keep changing profiles? What you in the witness protection program or something, nigga?
Nah, my phone was getting messed up, so I put on my iPad. You should be
Oh, I
happy
thought you
because
say, what is wrong with him?
I like your video from 2 different pages. That's all. My bad
Oh,
though.
look at you, Rich. Rich like me. Look at Rich. Excuse me, so Rebel, baby. I gotta see you before I let you on my panel. Well, you gonna sit back there like a phantom in the opera, baby. Mother can't help you. Okay, go ahead, Rich, because I don't know if he can hear or what's his issue, but he ain't
Nah.
getting on my panel until I see that face.
What I was saying is I feel like what you were saying with the Floyd Mayweather 50-0 and all that stuff. I feel like we the problem because you said something
Salute,
earlier.
Trinity.
You said something earlier about Devin Haney. You said who else he gonna fight, and I feel like that a lot of these guys don't gotta get into the biggest fights every fight that they fight. You know what I'm saying? Like to be honest, I think that Devin Haney could have took the boost route and for a super duper tune up, whatever that nigga was. You know what I'm saying? But
So hold on, right? Y'all
wait,
kill me with these shits, Rich. Y'all
huh?
kill me with this crap getting up on here talking about these people and who they end up fighting. Let's talk about the road that got him where he
No,
was. Did he
no,
not get turned down by 3 different fighters before he got to Lima?
Nah, that's what I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get to at the end of the day. When you say the Floyd Mayweather thing, I feel like that Devin, like Devin doing something good, but he also ain't got to go and fight no champions. A lot of these guys ain't really got to go and fight no big name. He only 26 years old. That's how I look at it.
Hold on, Rich. I'm sorry, baby. Just hold on. Does anybody know who Soul Rebel is? Because I'm not letting him on my goddamn panel. Don't nobody know him.
Nah, don't look for me.
No.
Do anybody in the chat know this nigga? Anybody ever seen him before?
No.
Nah.
Wait, what's his name again?
Soul
Nah,
Rebel.
I'm not familiar.
Come
I
check
can't.
this
I
nigga
can't
page real
cap.
quick.
I can't cap. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know who you is, baby. Sorry, I just can't take the chance.
Nah, but
Yeah,
all I was
cook from
saying,
the comment section. I'll read your comments. I'll read your
yeah,
comments. Cook from the
yeah, but
comment section,
yeah,
baby. Go ahead, Rich.
yeah, yeah, but all I was saying is that Floyd did fuck it up, and I feel like that we fucking it up by like expecting these fighters to fight the best competition every fight that they get in. Like I feel like
I don't
that's what
think
we
that way.
fucking at.
I don't think that way, Rich. I agree with you, right? Like, so I know for a fact that they shouldn't be fighting dogs every time they out the kennel. That makes for a short span in boxing. However, don't tell me 1 out of every 20 of your damn fights is a real nigga. That's ridiculous. You should not finish boxing with 40, 50 fights and only 3 of them fights been with real niggas. That's terrible. You mean to tell me the business got in the way every single time? I don't want to hear that.
Oh man.
Oh, you check this page. You check this page. Hold on, Rich. You check this page, Richard. Richard said he the real rich anyway. Rich. I don't know why I'm talking to you. You check this page. He got some boxing content up. All right, come back up, Soul Rebel. I'm gonna tell you
Tell
right
him,
now, honey. You show me anything on this camera, I don't need to see. It's gonna be me and you. I will find your ass. I am an investigator. What is it, Rich? Go ahead with just foolishness.
nah, that's all I'm saying. I ain't damn. You nigga got Bruce Lee. No, I'm gonna let him talk, man.
Yo, what's up, guys? Hey, thank you so much for letting me on the panel. I would have been more than happy to show my camera. My phone's fucked up. I can't show the camera. Sorry about that.
What's up?
Nah,
Oh, that's
just
cool.
hey,
I love it.
I've been listening to you for quite some time. I heard you before the Canelo Crawford fight, and I really enjoy your boxing content. And I know you guys are talking Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney. I love boxing, so I'm
Yeah.
just here. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so answer the questions. Do you find the amount of times Brian's been tested excessive? And if the gentlemen are in trouble in their corner, who do you think is going to come out? Who's going to give the best corner instructions?
In terms of Brian Norman's corner and Devin Haney's corner, correct?
That is correct.
I think that, I like Brian Norman's energy. I think that Brian Norman's a very dangerous fighter. I actually didn't know how skilled he was. I was giving him more of this like he's slick, he's good, but he's got good knockout power. Watching his training, I realized the guy is actually quite skilled. But I'm gonna lean towards Devin Haney's corner because he's been in bigger fights, right? So yeah, I'm gonna lean towards Devin Haney's corner. I think that experience with Lomachenko when it was heavy, when we're in the 9th round. Don't get me wrong, I'm not impressed completely from that fight, but I think there's a learning curve there. So I'm leaning towards Devin Haney's corner because he's been in bigger fights.
What,
I remember
what,
Devin Haney said the words, he goes, he's got me figured out. So, I know I brought up that fight, but at the same time, I didn't think Bill instructed him that well in that fight. However, I think as time went on, they learned from it. So yeah, I'm leaning towards Devin with his experience.
what fight after that do you feel like he was in a tough opposition where he learned from it? Because the Regis fight, I don't really think Regis had anything for Devin, especially since Devin came in the ring 20 pounds overweight. And he pretty much just used that against Regis Prograis. And as No Cap has pointed out, Regis Prograis is trash. Which
Mm-hmm.
fight do you really feel after that they kind of learned their lesson and was able to make adjustments?
It's a very good question. I'm not so sure that obviously you got the Ryan Garcia fight, right? Where what advice do you give a guy who has been, who's in survival mode in the first couple of rounds? I'm just saying in general, I think that Devin Haney's team has been in bigger fights. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, but I think you pose a really good question. I don't know that because he beat, Regis Prograis pretty pretty handedly, right? So he beat him so handedly that there wasn't a huge learning curve there. I think Devin Haney was on his A game. When it comes to the Ryan Garcia fight, yeah, no, listen, I got you. I get it. Well, has he really grown? I think this fight right here is we're gonna see. There's gonna be a lot of answered questions because he's fighting another very game opponent, a slick fighter. If I'm not mistaken, an undefeated fighter and a guy that's got power. And the Devin Haney, at this point, a lot of people question his chin. So I get it. I hear you. But I just like the
Yeah.
experience in that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you brought up a good point. Devin does have more, I guess, experience with brighter lights. That's why I said earlier we're gonna see, if Brian Norman can perform when the lights are that bright. And I only say that because he's going against one of boxing's big names, right? Because he's been, main evented before, and he's been obviously fighting on a higher level. He is a champion. But when the lights are very bright against another one of boxing's big names, how will you perform? So we're gonna see. It's going to be a
Hey,
really good fight. It's going
hey,
to be a really good fight. I know I talk a lot of shit about Devin. That's just because I don't like Bill, if we're being honest. But I do
no,
think
and the real ones understand that you're just talking boxing. You ain't got no hate or nothing like. Hey, listen, just hear
I
a
don't know. I can't
female,
stand some of these niggas. I'm just gonna be
know her shit as good as you do. I give you a lot of credit. I really do, and I've been listening to you for a while.
Thank you. I appreciate that. No, some of these niggas I genuinely can't stand. But I do give them their credit when it's due. They will always get their credit. They will never get praise for me for the ones that I can't stand. So just an FYI to everybody that's listening to me. They will always get the real. They are very good boxers, especially the ones that I can't stand. I will give you the real, but that is it. I ain't giving them nothing else. No howdy doos, no pats on the back. I will step on their big toe. I will trip them on their ring walk. But they will always get their respect and their propers from me. Devin is a really good boxer. I don't
Yo,
think he, the best of the
is
best. But I do. Hold on. When I talk, you don't, baby. That's how this works. But when he gets in there with somebody that can get with him, I think that is when we will see, how many tools is in that shed that Bill keeps talking about. But go ahead, Soul Rebel.
Hey, you said it, 1000%. I was just gonna ask you if the man in the top right corner is unbiased. That's
Yes,
the
that's
man.
Elias
That's the
Brown.
man. I hear him at Rap Stars all the time. We have talked just here and there. Yeah, so I know somebody on the panel. But hey, shout out to you.
Okay.
Good points.
Well, guys,
Hey, what's your name?
Soul
his
Rebel,
name
man.
is Soul Rebel Rich. Don't be rude. You can
So
read.
rebel.
Come on,
I'm
man.
not unbiased.
Hey,
Huh?
yo, you
No,
may
that's
be
my name. That's my
unbiased.
name.
That's
Yeah,
his
Unbiased.
that's the dude's
name.
name.
His name is Unbiased Friend, baby. That's
Oh,
his
my bad,
name.
Holmes, my bad. I'm
Look
tripping.
at you ready to pounce. You're just ridiculous. We are friends, David. We are the best of damn friends. Don't play with me. This next gentleman I'm gonna bring on the panel. Let me tell you something, Marky Dan. I am out of aspirin. Don't get up here working my nerves tonight. Marky Dan, how can we help you, baby?
Well, I just wanted to make it two people that my brother Soul Rebel knows on the panel. That's my brother right there.
Oh, well, if he know you, he got to go because he must know you. He ain't no good whatsoever. I wouldn't be up here. Let me tell you something. Don't come
Wow.
up here vouching for people because you never know what I think of you. So, no, I'm just kidding. What's
Hey, I
up with
love
you,
you to
Marky
death.
Dan? How you been?
Hey, I love you to death, Jab Queen. I just did a stream today. I've been doing good, man. How about you?
Oh, good. Good. So, what do you think? Okay, I'm gonna ask you these two questions, then we're gonna go around and close it down because we ain't gonna be up here all night. I told you about keeping me up past my bedtime. So, I'm gonna ask you
You're
these
gonna
two
be all right.
questions. Brian Norman Jr. has tested 8 times already for this fight. Do you find that excessive? That's the first question. The second question is, if either of these gentlemen are in trouble in that fight, who do you trust to give the better corner instruction?
Do I think that's excessive? I mean, probably. I've only heard about at least in my experience, I've only ever heard about fighters maybe getting tested twice or 3 times before the fight. So
Mm-hmm.
8 times in like a 3 to 4 month span. That's a bit
Yep,
excessive.
and they're gonna be
And it's
tested, I
all
think, one
random.
or two more times. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all random. It's all random testing, right?
Yes, random.
Yeah,
That's
so
the point of
they
it.
could pull up on him whenever they want. So yeah, I would
Mm-hmm.
say that is a bit excessive, but hey, that's the contract he agreed to when what wasn't it Bill Haney that came out and said either you take it or we walking away from the fight.
That was for 16 weeks of testing. Yes, and I believe Brian Norman also told him to kick fucking rocks then.
But then isn't this
Well, nevertheless,
but yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But isn't that this?
I mean,
You
yeah, pretty much, basically.
so yeah, I mean he agreed to this. I mean, I really don't care. If you ain't doing nothing, then you really ain't got nothing to worry about. But I wouldn't, just me, I wouldn't like no motherfucking sort of person in a suit walking up asking for my pee
Somebody
every
mute
couple
up.
of days. Yeah,
Right.
I wouldn't, I personally, I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like it. Then,
Yeah.
what was the next question you had for me?
I said, if these gentlemen get in trouble in their corner, who do we trust to give the better corner advice?
Is Norman Jr. the lead second? Or excuse me, senior?
Yes, I believe he's the lead.
Um, I'd say I'd probably go with Bill Haney. Um, actually,
Okay.
Actually, no. Brian Norman Sr. was a boxer, right?
Yeah, he
He
fought
was.
for the championship against
Yes,
Gene
he fight.
Pascal.
He just beat
Yeah,
Greg Hackett.
yeah,
He came out of
yeah,
retirement and
yeah.
beat
I
Greg
remember that.
Hackett.
I remember that. I
Stop
remember
it.
that.
Stop it.
And that was a real fight
No,
too.
but his biggest fight is he fought Gene Pascal for the championship and
No,
lost the decision.
Gene Pascal was a bad boy.
That's because of the vertigo though. That's why he lost.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
if I had to pick a corner, I'm being honest, I'd probably pick Brian Norman, just because he's been in there. I mean, just simply off of that. I mean, Haney, Bill Haney, he's been in boxing as long as his son. Whereas Brian Norman Senior, he has so every experience that Bill Haney has, or excuse me, every experience that Dev has, Bill Haney also has. But whereas with Senior, he probably has a lot more knowledge, wealth of knowledge about the sport, and a lot more experiences that his son probably hasn't gone through. So I'd probably go with him. Not only that, I mean, Bill has had some, I'll say some pretty bad moments in that corner. Uh, that Loma fight, that's something that sticks in my head.
Me too, man. Me too, man.
Yeah. You saying his brick harder than your brick? Okay, Bill. All right. Okay. I don't know what Dad was supposed to do with that information, but okay.
Well, and that was going down because of Devin Haney being so fundamentally sound and usually just dare I say a bit better than his opposition. Because of that, when he was in there with fucking Loma come the eighth round or whatever, when that shit was easily equaled, if not better than Devin Haney, yeah, Bill was a bit lost for sure. The only reason I lean towards their side is because they've been in bigger fights. I would love to see what fuck, man. Like Brian Norman could make a lot of noise in this fucking fight right here, man. And there ain't no excuses. We ain't getting no fucking, Ryan Garcia's on peds and all this shit. Like if Brian
Man
Norman,
been tested out the gazoo.
right. That's what I'm saying, man. Brian Norman can make a lot of noise here. We'll see who's the better fucking fighter.
But you know what's funny though? I kind of feel like that he could make a lot of noise, but I feel like we would have some people say if he knock out Devin Haney, and let's just say now he's becoming, because he's gonna become somebody, a star or something after this fight. If he knock out Devin Haney, he definitely gonna become a face or something. Not the face of boxing, but just his name gonna be out there, right? And I feel like a lot of people gonna bring up, oh, he beat up all these points that we making about Devin Haney. You got people in the comments,
I don't think so.
You got people in the comments saying that, oh, he was scared to fight, he was this, Ryan Garcia this, he hasn't been the same since this. So I feel like we're gonna take that credit away from Brian Norman the way we talk about Devin Haney if he do fight like that.
I feel like it's
and then
my bad,
at the
brother,
same time, you got a person like Devin Haney, if he do the same thing to Brian Norman, people gonna sit there and say, oh, Brian Norman really was nothing in this division. He was just, his name was attached to boots. He only had one knockout power. We're gonna take all the credit from Devin Haney. So I feel like, man, it's a lose-lose situation. I feel like both of these guys, to me, gonna get credit. but I promise you, it's gonna be something regardless of who win.
Yeah,
That's all.
and you know what? You know what?
I mean,
I
but
think that
that's the sport
hold
of
on,
boxing, though.
So hold on, y'all. That is a really, really good point, Rich. That is a really, really good point because a lot of people will do that no matter who wins, no matter who they want to win. That is a really good point. And I think that that has been happening a lot, right? Salting people's wins. I don't know what the hell is going on in boxing now. It's like if you're not fighting somebody that I think you fighting, you should be you a bum or you fighting bums. When everybody in this motherfucker sitting on the goddamn couch and can't beat the bums, So let's just all keep that in mind. I think that's a really good point, Rich. But to
Well,
that point, I
the
also
problem is
will
new
give.
media.
I know I'm still
Well,
talking. The problem is that if I personally will give whoever wins their credit because like I said, this is a good name for either of them to have on their resume. Win, lose, or draw. Devin is moving up in weight. This is a really good name for him to put on his resume. If Brian Norman wins, this will catapult him into higher conversation. So whoever wins, to me, it's a win-win. I mean, even if Brian loses, some could say, hey, maybe the lights got too bright or he wasn't ready for elite or whatever the case may be. But the boy has been building his name. His buzz has been growing. He's gotten a couple of knockouts. He's gotten better since the Boa Chica fight, which means he's learning. He's evolving. Devin, we have to see how he bounces back. He really needs to come back strong because that Ramirez fight left a really bad taste in people's mouth.
Hey, Jab Queen, I gotta share this real quick because y'all mentioned about bright lights, right? They're fighting in Saudi
Yeah.
Arabia, so it's not gonna be 6,000 Haney fans screaming. That's the capacity of the stadium, right? And then on top of that, Brian Norman, last time I checked, Top Rank had it lined up for Santillan to be the champion. He was fighting him
Yeah.
in his hometown with some racist fans screaming, throwing stuff at him with the odds against him. So he has went against the grain. Now the competition or name value is higher, but in the sense of having to go deal with adversity and odds stacked against you, Norman's already did that. But I just want to close because I'm about to get ready to go help my mom cook dinner because I'm on vacation. But I just want to say this. Shout out to Devin Haney for doing the things that some of these other fighters are not doing. And when he loses, please still respect this man because he's moving like a fighter should move. And with that noted, I need everybody to go to Amazon, go purchase your pillows so you can be at a nap with Devin Haney for the Great American Sleepover on November the 27th.
Goodbye, Brent. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you so much. Get off my panel. Thank you.
Jab Queen.
Jesus
Jab
Christ. I
Queen.
don't know what is going on with these people. Yes, Soul Rebel.
Okay, I'm rocking at 4%, so I gotta go. But I just
All right, I'm shutting it down anyway, baby. But thanks for coming up. Next time I'm live, you're more than welcome to hop up on the panel. Thank you
I
so
just
much for stopping
wanna
by.
thank you so much. I hope you let me back on. Like I said, my camera's fucked
Of
up,
course.
but now you
Okay.
know. I talk boxing. Unbiased kind of took the words out of my mouth. I just wanted to say that like Devin Haney could have done what a lot of fighters do and fought another easy touch. He's fighting a Brian Norman coming off of a impressive knockout. So so put it into perspective, right? The last time Devin Haney fought fucking Ryan, he hit the deck 3 times. And then the next fight that Devin Haney has is not only stepping up to the welterweight division, but fighting a guy who just put somebody on their ass in devastating fashion.
That's not his next fight. That's his fight after the fight he ran around the ring, but I feel you.
Oh no! Oh, you're right. He did have that one fight. Yeah, he had that fight. Regardless, though,
But Jose Ramirez ain't no bum.
right? No, I dude,
Sure,
I
you're
don't know
right.
why. Maybe it was a forgettable fight, bro. I fucked up.
It
But
was.
I'm just saying that like he's stepping up to welterweight. He's fighting Brian Norman. I forget if dude's undefeated, but he's fighting a guy with knockout power. And I think at the bare minimum we can fucking, look at Devin Haney and say he's still moving, so.
Yeah, sure. I agree.
Thank you,
Thank
Jab
you so
Queen.
much.
Thank you, Jab Queen. Hey, Marky Dan,
Absolutely.
salute,
Of course.
Marky Dan.
Much love, my brother.
Don't salute that fool. Marky Dan, come on with your final
Wow.
thoughts, with your foolishness.
Because
Come
I'm a
on.
black man.
Here we go. I knew that was coming. Just come on with your shit.
Nah. Well, Salutes to you, Jab Queen. I caught the end of the show, but decent cook. Um, to touch on what the brother said about, some people will not give them credit if whoever wins. I just think that that's a symptom of new media. While new media is good because it gives all of us the opportunity to, come out here and give our opinions, it gives everybody the opportunity to have an opinion. And that's not always good because you get, what I'm saying, the farthest the most extreme parts of a person's fan base that don't just want to accept a loss or will always come up with excuses. We saw it with Earl Spence. We seeing it. Actually, we're not seeing it with
Right.
Canelo. I'm actually surprised by that, to be honest with you. But whoever wins,
Because
I'm gonna give
Canelo
them
is
their credit.
beloved. And that.
Yeah, most of that, But I'm saying nobody made excuses for him about the butt ass kicking. Not only because there was no
Right.
excuses, but I think the Mexican fans are just done with him. I think they're done with Canelo. But for this fight, I'm going to give either guy their credit. This is a great matchup. Devin Haney never duck smoke, stepping up to another big time test. I see him. I got him winning this fight. But Brian Norman Jr., he can also win this fight. He's a very skilled counterpuncher, has a lot of power. How many weeks are we away from this fight? This fight is what, the
We're 30
22nd of
days out, if
November?
I'm not mistaken.
So we got
Yeah, we're 30 days
we
out, less than
exactly a
30
month
days,
away.
29.
We almost exactly
Yep.
30 days away. So I'm
Yep.
counting down the days. That's gonna be a great card. That's not the only great. God damn. Sorry,
That whole
somebody
card
playing
is
music.
fire. That
Yeah,
whole card is fire from top to
yeah.
bottom.
Benavidez, Abdullah fighting for his first title. It's just a lot of great fights on that card.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes,
You
it
gotta
is.
salute the Turkey man, Shawaliyah. Stop putting out hit pieces on the Turkey man. But
I only put out the
no,
facts. Don't come for me. I put out facts
no,
only.
most def. Shout out to Jab Queen. I know I love your little videos you do. I love the little or not the little, but I love the little the journalism you be doing. It's really fun and interesting to watch. But it's a great fight. Like I said, I got Devin Haney winning.
Mark it down,
All right,
please. Okay. Thank you so much, honey.
bye,
We
Jab Queen.
appreciate your
I
light
love you to
slander.
death, Jab Queen. I love you
So
to
you're
death.
right.
Even
So
if
you're right.
even if you sometimes talk down about your brothers, man. I love you to death. And you
Who
have a
I
great
feel
channel,
bad about?
sister.
How
Huh?
dare you? Get off my panel. Bye.
All right, I love you.
Bye. It's ridiculous. Rich, baby. Come on.
All right.
Final thoughts.
You said what? All right.
Final thoughts, Rich.
All right. I think it's like I said. I think it's gonna be a 60-40 fight right now. I still got Devin.
Okay.
As far as everything else, with Bam and I said Bam, Abdullah Mason, Sam Noakes. Man, I might bet, man, that both that it's gonna be at least 2 knockdowns in that fight, man. 2 or 3 knockdowns. It might end with a stoppage, and it might come from both sides. Both of them niggas might get knocked down. I don't think I'm starting to I ain't gonna say I'm questioning Abdullah Chin, but I was recently looking at a fight of his and he had an unruled knockdown, which should have been a knockdown, and I'm starting to question
What
his
was that?
chin. It was a couple fights before his last fights, probably like
You
2 or
talking about the
3
nigga
fights.
with the shag? The shag. That's the only time he ever got knocked
Yeah,
down.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
when he
yeah,
fought the
yeah,
nigga
yeah,
with the shag.
yep. And it was a knockdown, but they didn't count it as a knockdown. I'm starting to question his chin as
That's
well.
because his no, they did. He had 2 knockdowns. So the first one he hit the pavement, and the second one his glove hit the pavement, but his butt didn't. But they counted both of those. It was 2 knockdowns to the 1 knockdown, and then he made the nigga quit. But
No,
after
I'm talking,
those
I'm talking,
that
I'm talking
fight,
about I'm talking about before that fight. I'm talking about it
what
was a
fight you
fight.
talking about?
I'm talking about it was a fight. He got knocked down, and they didn't count it as a knockdown.
What fight was that, Rich?
And it was a Spanish guy, a Mexican. I don't even know the nigga name. It was a few
I'm
fights
I'm
before.
have to I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah,
But what
yeah.
fight was that before the nigga with the shag?
Yeah. It was probably like 2 fights before him. Probably like two or 3.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch that. I still gotta watch that Gary Russell and what you call it fight. But I'm gonna watch that fight too because I need to know what the hell you talking about. But
Yeah,
okay,
it was
what
an
else?
unruled knockdown, so I'm starting to question it. But I feel like that fight might have 2 or 3 knockdowns.
I want to see David Benavidez versus somebody at 175 that been there for a while, and that could crack too. So I feel like that. I feel like if David Benavidez don't show anything in the first, if Yardy don't show anything in the first 5 rounds or whatever, David Benavidez might win on the scorecards. I don't really think that David Benavidez going. Right now, I don't think that he gonna stop him. I don't think so. Either. Yeah,
I agree with that. But Yard said he don't do sparring before fights. You know that, right?
That's what he said.
Yeah. He don't do no sparring. The only time he let niggas touch him is in a fight. So we gonna see how that gonna fare against the Mexican monster. But Nick J, you remember that? I don't remember that. Somebody know what fight Rich talking about? Please drop it in the comments so I can watch it because I must have missed that. I really must have missed that. I don't remember.
Like people get on these panels. I don't be remembering some of these Mexicans and all these nobody names.
With that foolishness,
all I remember, you just got your ass whooped. But it was a fight. It was a fight, and it was an unruly. It was like an uncalled night. I'm telling you. So I'm starting to question. But I really think the Sam Noakes fight, man, that might be 2 or 3 knockdowns in that fight, man. I might be wrong. You know what I'm saying? But that fight gonna be good.
Well, we'll keep
I think that fight's gonna be a good fight, though.
I'm gonna try and look for that fight. What you're talking about.
I
think that fight's gonna be a good fight.
I'm about to be on. All right.
Hey, Queen, my phone died.
Okay, that's all right. What's up, Blue Hustle Man? Give me your final thoughts. So I'm about to shut it down.
Oh yeah, that's what I was getting ready to do. So I was getting ready to tell you. Well, my phone died, but anyways, great show, great topics. Keep up the good work, and let's do it again. That's all I gotta say. And shout out to everybody on the panel. Shout out to everybody in the chat, and shout out to people listening. And shout out to you for letting people come up on the panels and do their thing just like you do. Keep up the good work.
Yeah. Gotta let people talk their shit, man. Speaking of people talking their shit, crush you up, baby. If not, we're going to no cap. No cap gonna be long with
I'm here.
Okay.
My God.
What's up, Blue? Salute to everybody. Salute to everybody. Especially to the chat, everybody in the chat, and to my girl Jab Queen and everybody up on the panel. So I can't wait for November the 22nd. Probably going to be the fight card of the year. Look like it, awesome roster, but there's a fight on there that I've been waiting to see, and that is Devin Haney versus Brian Jr. We done said so many things about it. I don't think I need to break down anything else, but I can't wait for fight night. Salute to whoever you rooting for, but somebody going to get their feelings hurt come November the 22nd. Jab Queen, I will see you on the next one. Peace out. Peace out, no cat.
All right, peace out.
All right, thanks for stopping by, Crush. All right, no cap, baby. Oh, okay. Go ahead, no cap. Take us home. Minimum hate required, please. We're closing out. This is not an open.
The closer the fight gets, the hate is. I'm
God.
just letting out about it. I got to get the hate out some kind of way. Because I just hate the narrative. It's all coming to an end November 22nd. Like I said, Devin Haney took too many easy fights, too many trying to create a fake legacy, doing all this stuff. And he doesn't have the depth. He's not prepared for the type of fight he's going to have to fight against Brian Norman Jr., a hungry dog that's coming to take everything he got.
Okay.
He's not going to be able to match that energy. You know what I'm saying? Because he never felt that fire before. That's why he was shell shocked when Ryan put them left hooks on him. He was like, what's happening? This isn't supposed to happen. This doesn't happen in sparring. Yeah, but guess what? You're going to have to deal with that shit, boy. That's what Bill should have told him in the corner. He should have looked at him, smacked him like, look, nigga, Ryan whooping your ass. You got to dig deep.
Okay.
You got to dig deep. You better duck under them left hooks. Hold it, nigga. Bite the nigga ear. Do something, nigga. Getting your ass whooped.
No cap. All right, no cap. Come on now.
But that's what he's supposed to be saying instead of saying, what did he tell Ryan in the quarter? What did he tell Devin when Ryan was whooping Devin? He wasn't telling him nothing. He wasn't giving him no motivational speech. It's like, this what y'all worked on in camp? Then he gonna bring on fucking Kevin Newman and shit on the stream talking about, look who we got, Brian Norman. We got Kevin Newman. I'm like, that's supposed to be somebody that like, oh my God, he's sparring Kevin Newman. Get the fuck out of here, man. And they never wanted this fight. Tay Jones exposed their ass. You know what I'm saying? Tay Jones exposed them. That was supposed to be their man's. Well, Bill thought, but he didn't know that was Brian Norman man's. So he got caught up. He wasn't loyal like the Bill Haney gang that's on the payroll. You know what I'm saying? Exposed them. They try to get out the fight. They talking about we didn't really want this. Brian Newman fucking up our brand. But y'all the ones that jumped out the window saying that man's name because y'all saw people. You saw him getting support online, and you felt like, why are they talking about Brian Norman? They need to talk about. So you came in and tried to hate on Brian Norman and got yourself in some shit.
All right.
Well, it's over, boy.
No cap.
November
Wrap it
22nd,
up,
Devin,
boy.
you going to sleep.
Oh my
Bill
God.
Haney, you finished. Fight Brian Norman Sr. like you said you would on camera. Live up to your word. Get your ass knocked out. I'm out.
Thank you, No Cap, for that lovely exit soliloquy. I don't even know what the hell to call that, y'all. I am so sorry. No Cap get up there all the time with this foolishness. I don't know what to make of it half the damn time. But we survived, I guess. Thank y'all once again for coming out. I appreciate y'all putting up with this colorful panel that I don't know what to say about my boys. They just get up here and act a fool. But thank y'all so much. Next week, y'all just make sure y'all notifications on. I'm trying to get us another one of the babies to come up and talk to us on Next to Jab. For those of you who missed it yesterday, we had Breon Gorin up here. We've had Tiana Skinner up here. We're starting to get some of the younger guys up here so we can just introduce them to everybody and everyone can start following them in their journey because let's face it, they are going to be starting to roll in. Some of these guys that we are watching now are on their way out, and we need to be ahead of the curve supporting some of these younger fighters that are coming up. So just keep your notifications on. I will let y'all know who we got next. Y'all will see me drop a video, and y'all know they're coming on the panel. So I appreciate everybody for rocking with me. We are still starting from the bottom now. We're here on our way. So I appreciate everybody for rocking with your girl. I will see y'all next time. Y'all make sure y'all look out for some videos. I am so sorry I did not do a Throwback Thursday today. I apologize, y'all. I am a one-woman show trying to get both of these shows simultaneously working. I will figure it out, though, I promise. Appreciate y'all for staying with me and staying patient. So y'all have a good night. Enjoy the rest of y'all nights and tomorrow. And I will see y'all. Peace. Catch me on a panel. Mother is